Welcome to Butts Park Arena here in Coventry. Yes, the time has come again. It's the end of the Buck season, and that can only mean one thing. It's the All-Star game. It's the Football America UK All-Star game, and we're really excited to be here. I'll be joined shortly by Phoebe Schechter. My name's Carl Walkinshaw. We had some interviews with the head coaches, so we're going to bring you that first interview now with the head coach from the North.
We are here with head coach of the North, Kieran Dunn. So excited. You must be so excited for today. What are you feeling right now?
I'm perfectly honest, a little bit nervous. You know, we've come here today to absolutely showcase all our skills. We've had a very short practice time or a delivery window to deliver such a good quality team. But I'm a little bit nervous for that. In terms of excitedness, it's well up there. I mean, this is one of the biggest events of the year. I was here last year. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see that kickoff happen.
Absolutely, and it's so aspirational for all of these players coming from across the country to be able to be out here and really, like you're saying, showcase their skills. I mean, talk to us a little bit about the preparation that's gone into it. We know there's been one trial and one practice, so what are some of the keys that you've tried to install, and what are some of the things you've looked for in the players to get to this level in such a short period of time? Yeah,
you know, very, very challenging timeline to get such a good quality team together. For this, I had to make it really simple, and I come up with an acronym of APEX: attitude, playbook, and execution.
Love it.
You know, attitude was right there at the top of everything we needed. Playbook, we all come from different aspects of football, different programs, and execution. You know, be the heart and soul. If you're not on the field, you need to be on the field while you're off the field. You know, the expectation is to make sure that we're delivering that apex. In terms of some of the challenges, you know, pulling all those people together from different programs, different terminologies, it's really, really hard to do. I guess one of the blessings is a lot of the guys that do come to these trials and practices, they already know football, so there's just a few tweaks here and there. In terms of the things that I want in terms of the skills and qualities from people is, you know, one is leadership. I've just handed out the captains now. I absolutely love doing that. They're beaming with pride now and ready to represent the North. So yeah, apex, leadership, and you know, just that energy on the sideline as well.
Brilliant. I might be stealing apex pretty soon. Yeah. I love that. And how about your coaching staff? I mean, trying to get staffs that believe in apex, that believe in your culture. What were some of the decisions you made when you chose this incredible staff?
Yeah, well, you know, I've had the opportunity to you know, coach against a lot of these, so I have a really good relationship in the North with a lot of these guys anyway. Again, they have their own terminology, their own kind of football belief and how they run their football programs. Bringing that together, and you know, again, it's making it simple. It's just apex. Everybody got on board with it. Everybody knew it was simple, and everybody, you know, kind of resonated with it. So we've just driven that over the past kind of couple of sessions.
Brilliant. Hey, that's the thing I've always learned, right? The hardest thing is to make football simple. Yeah. So we can't wait to be able to see you guys out there playing. Now, putting this team together, who are some of the standouts you think that we should be looking out for today?
So for me, you're looking for Oscar Devos. Comes from Leeds Beckett. He's the heart and soul of the O-line. He has a definite kind of follow me attitude. You know, he will make blocks today. He will make gaps for the running backs. On defense, you've got Callum, linebacker. I think he plays at Manchester Titans every now and then. He is an absolute machine in that box. And then we've got Jackerman as well as one of the DBs. He is like an anti-aircraft kind of. He's amazing. Flies around the field, super energy, super engine. I'm just glad he's on my side.
Absolutely. And kind of going off of that, this is the first time this year that there is a no blitzing rule. So maximum 6-man rush. Now, what are some things that you've had to look at from a schematic point of view to really fight against that?
Well, you know, that was one of the challenges. You know, coming from a Div 1 team, sometimes you don't get that talent that understands football inside and out. So generally, you try and put as many blitzes in as possible and cover one, right? Or cover zero. Luckily, we've had a lot of players who understand football and the schematics of football. So, you know, we've got a few twists in there, a few stunts, a few slants, just to mix it up a bit and keep it French. Some super slants as well, so going from the B gap to the opposite A gap, you know, just trying to keep it up and keep the O-line guessing. But yeah, big challenge schematically, and it's been good for the coaches to think about that as well, and it's helped with their development too.
Yeah, I mean, All-Stars isn't just for the players, it's to help develop the coaches as well. And just one last question, I know you need to get back to your team before the big game starts. What do you hope for these players beyond today, and coaches for that matter?
Yeah, for me, this is a fantastic platform for, you know, people looking for players for Great Britain, people looking for players for the Premier League, in the adult league in the country. Also, you know, European leagues as well. I guess my aspirations are, you know, they carry on with this and they use this as a bit of a platform to kind of, you know, extend their playing. A lot of these guys are, you know, finishing university this year. So I guess what I'm trying to do is instill that passion again and keep that passion so they keep playing football, keep investing in the game, investing in their development, and yeah, getting to the highest level they can in football.
Absolutely, Coach, right? We're always setting the elevator back down and leaving the game better than we found it. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck today. We cannot wait to watch you guys go out there.
Thank you so much. Cheers, Phoebe.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So welcome down to pitch side after that great interview, and I'm so pleased to be joined by the mighty, the one and only Phoebe Schechter is here.
Hello, it's good to be back. I mean, I think last time we were together doing this with Onside was at the Academy game.
That's right, and that was a great event as
It
well.
was.
Now this North versus South matchup, what are you expecting here today, Phoebe?
You know, I think we always are looking for that run game, right? That's a great way to get it started, get your identity nice and early, give your O-line a little bit of pressure and give them that leeway really to feel confident about themselves. So it should be good.
And do you think defenses are going to come out stronger, or are you expecting more offense?
You know, defense is always going to be easier to pull together. And I think it's going to be really interesting with this new no blitz rule. So essentially having that 6-man rush, that changes what you can do schematically. And you heard Coach there say, hey, we need smart football players to make this scheme come together.
Now last year, and for the last couple of years actually, the South have won this, and it's been interesting. But the North really will have that incentive to come back and try and win, won't they?
Absolutely, and you see the staff they put together. I mean, you watch them out there practicing. They are on top of it, and both sides are, to be fair, but it's just something, who doesn't want to represent that North and South? This is such a historic game. You know, both sides are really, really keen.
All right, so we're going to hand over now to see the interview we did with the head coach from the South, and after that we'll be joining you for the live action. I'm here with head coach of the South, Lydon Ward-Best. Welcome to Coventry Butts Arena, Coach.
Thanks, Carl.
So tell us about the journey for you to get here, because you're the director of football for the Exeter Demons. They had a great season as well, but how did you come by being the South head coach?
Well, it was a bit of a shock to say the least, but I was an All-Star as a player and All-Star as a coach since it came back in 2019, so it's always been something that's been really close to my heart and something I've always really enjoyed and loved. And lucky enough, I was recommended to take the job from Maxwell from last year, and yeah, it's a dream come true. Like, I couldn't ask for a better job in uni ball. So.
Now last year the South won that game, didn't they? They had a good performance, and the year before. So you've got a lot to live up to. But I see that, yeah, exactly. I see you're wearing that retro South Wildcats emblem on the cap.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
Historically, the South was always called the Wildcats, and we decided we wanted to bring that back as a tribute to sort of previous All-Stars teams as well. And just continue that tradition. It just gives us a little bit of an identity as well. All the players have got little Wildcats decals on the back of their helmets as well. And it's just something we want to bring back from history and keep that tradition going.
Awesome. Now tell us about the challenge it is to put together a team like this, because you get one trial, one practice, and then the game. Tell us about how challenging that is.
Well, we had more challenges, I think, than most of. We had 190 odd people at the trial, which was fun in a muddy, rainy session at Reading. But no, we got everything done, and yeah, as you say, putting together a team in one session or 4 hours on the field is always fun. But luckily, I've got a very good coaching staff, and I think we've be able to put as good a product as we can on the field and just let the players show their ability. I think that's the biggest thing.
What sort of game do you expect today from the North? Is it going to be a defensive struggle? Do you see offensive fireworks? How do you think it's going to go?
As an offensive coach, you'd always like it to be a bit more offensive, but you do tend to find that defenses come together quicker than offenses. So I think naturally in these kind of things, you do see a bit more defensive play to start off with. But you know, hopefully we can put some stuff on the board and keep it interesting for the fans.
Now, I know this is an all-star team, so this is going to seem like a daft question, but are there stars within the all-stars that we should be having our eye on in the booth?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. I think that, you know, just because somebody plays Div 2 Bucks doesn't mean that they're not a good player, because people don't pick that their university mainly by football. So you could have gems at every level. It just happens to be, you know, where they choose to go to university for their course. Football's more a byproduct. So, yeah, I mean, we find people all over every level, really. So, you know, we've got players from Reading, from Div 1, Div 2, Div South, you know, and sorry, 1, 2, and Prem. So, you know, there's things all across. But obviously, Alfie Burke's MVP from last year is quarterback from us, which is always handy. And Jamal Ryan Coker at wide receiver is just an absolute massive freak. Courage from Hearts, linebacker. Owen Beaumont, defensive end for Exeter as well. He's got the Gridiron grant from the Jags as well. Yeah, it's just talent all over the place, and I don't think you can sort of pigeonhole it as to where they go to university.
Well, it sounds amazing. So we want to wish you very best of luck for today. Let's go Wildcats.
Thank you.
To Coventry, it's Butts Park Arena. It's the culmination of the Bucks season, and it's the All-Star game. My name's Carl Walkinshaw. Welcome along to our live commentary here, and I'm here with Phoebe Schechter. Hi, Phoebe.
Hello, Carl. How are you? You excited for this game right now? I mean, the rain is starting just in time for the coin toss.
It's been an odd day, hasn't it, driving down here? First we had sun, then we had rain, and now it's just started bucketing down just as we come to the coin toss here. Referee's not Mike today, so we're going to do the best we can to ensure that we bring you the full coverage of the coin toss here. The North today are in red, and the blue are the South, and that's been the traditional colours for a while. So it looks like the South are going to receive in this kickoff, and we're looking forward to some of these star athletes coming out today. Lots of universities from Div 1, from Div 2, from Premiership, all represented today in these all-star teams. And they've had to go through a trial, but they all only had one practice coming into this game. And that was something the coaches talked about, Phoebe.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. I mean, we're going to see now Seb Pettikin, the coach who's running special teams for the South, you know, he's getting his guys together, but having that one practice changes things so much. And just looking at what you're able to get installed.
Here's the national anthem. So we're back after that minute silence. Just take time out to remember some of our forgotten colleagues here. We'll give you some names on that just to make sure you know who we've been honouring there at the start of this game. But we're ready to go, Phoebe. The blue are going to be to the right of your screen and the red to the left as they come out.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, who doesn't love this, right? Kickoff is such a great way to start the game for the North here. And then you're hoping for a big play, a big return here from the South. I mean, what a better way to get this game going and get a little juice going.
Now, if you were coaching out there, would you rather receive first or would you rather be on defense first and see if you can get that stop?
I'm all about defense first. I think it's also literally looking at kickoff. When you get those players running down there, and you think for a lot of these guys, this is their first time out here, you want to kind of kick those nerves. And getting on the field, running down on kickoff is a really great way to start building your confidence early on.
So Harry Ness back to return for the North, along with his colleague Daniel Padley.
We've got a couple of Padley brothers playing out there today.
I know, right? Padley from the Loughborough students. Loughborough really represented well today. 10 overall students from Loughborough, and they have the biggest number represented here today.
And you know, I love that, right? Coach Kieran, He was coaching for Sheffield Hallam Warriors. They played against Loughborough and lost to Loughborough. And what better way than to think, hey, they have some great players on that team. I want you to be on my All-Star side.
Here we go. Joel Chesters kicks off from the Oxford Lancers, and it's going to be picked up, and they will mess up on the switch, but it will be Lewis Joseph Groom, who's now got the ball, manages to get it out to the 24, and there's a flag down, first play. So all sorts of action going off on this first play on kickoff, Phoebe.
Yeah, James Williams there with the tackle from Birmingham Lions to finally get the returner down on that. But yeah, there were some missed blocks. I mean, those are the things you have to look at, right? It all comes down to the fundamentals here, and that's something that we're able to work on across the country at all times.
Well, this is the thing, right? If you've only got one practice, how do you even get to special teams? You've got time to do a little bit of offense install, you've got a defense installation to do, and then where do you get to special teams? And they want to go for a switch on the first play, so bit of an error there. And it's also going to march them back 10 yards, so they're going to actually start from their own 12-yard line. But here they come now, the Blue. South out for their first possession. So it will be Alex Stocks who's out first at quarterback from the Imperial Immortals. Motion that time from James Bush, Exeter Demons, and this will be a quick handoff up the middle, just trying to get something going. You don't want your quarterback passing on first down, just settle him in, but that goes absolutely nowhere, Phoebe.
Yeah, we talked about it, right? You want to get your O-line feeling good right now, so get the ball, get them to move the ball, move the line. Tough, because, you know, it was a really great job we saw by the D-line in that situation, by the North. You know, I think you're going to see more of Daniel from the Lincoln Colonials. He's been really aggressive and heard tons of great things about him.
Here we go then. Alex Stocks goes for his first pass over the head. Oh, dangerous one, that one. He was trying to get the ball to number 82, who is James Bush from the Exeter Demons, playing wide receiver out there, but no joy on that one. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 from the 10.
Yeah, tough field position right now. I mean, it was a nice little stick route you had by James Bush on that one. It's just getting the ball out a bit quicker, right? Everything happens a bit quicker. We're in this big, great stadium down in Coventry, and just get those nerves out early. But it's hard when you're in the behind the sticks.
This time James Bush lines up to the top of your screen. See what Alex Stocks can do here. He's going to keep it himself, running behind a good pulling guard. He's got space to his left-hand side. He's still going down the sideline. Defense having to track back, and it's finally Josh Jackerman from the Loughborough Students who has to track back to make that tackle. Alex Stocks showing quick feet early in this game.
Oh my goodness, we have to give a big shout out to those blocks that made that run happen. Liam Allen coming in huge with a block. Also Gavin Dial. I mean, those guys made that play happen. But look, we're going to talk about this right now. Quarterbacks who can run can change your game. And if you only have a little bit of time to create a playbook, what better way than to have a quarterback who can take charge of a team?
Just get it in the athlete's hands, right, Phoebe?
Precisely.
So we've got a 100-yard field here, which is a great thing to have in American football, British American football game. And they're into the North Territory now, are the South. Handoff this time, right-hand side, big hole, and he's still going. That is running back Samuel Adensenya from the Solent Redhawks, and he makes his entry to this game with a big gain of 12 yards and a first down.
And again, tight end Gavin Dial from Bournemouth stepping up big on that with a massive block there against Joshua Padley, opening up that outside, giving him that edge to run around. I mean, this is what you want to see, people who can block.
Offense on the first series of the game. 33-yard line now for the South in blue. If you've just joined us, the North in red in this Bucks All-Star game. Handoff to the running back again. Big hole, that offensive line really creating problems for this North defense. And that's another 13-yard gain. So Adesanya, back-to-back 12-yard gains to open his account.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, you saw it. You could not miss that one. I mean, the way the O-line is blocking here is incredible. That defense, they're going to have to do something to get those blocks off of them. They're going to have to be able to read that just a little bit quicker, because right now they're going to be running the ball, tiring that defense down.
Right on the edge of the red zone. Here come Big Blue. Tight end to the bottom of your screen. Stocks will throw an underarm outside to the flat. That will pick up a gain of 5. Cheeky little play, that one, but it is effective.
Yeah, a little screen is a really nice way to kind of pull that defense in, right? Especially when you've got linebackers that are kind of flying around. But because you've got a team that can block so well, why would you not throw that in there?
Pick up of a long 4, so about 2nd and 6 here as they get further into that red zone. Danger now for this North defense. Going to need to tighten up on that defensive line, get some pressure. Hand off to that runner again, right hand side, and he's still going. Finally tripped up at about the 12 yard, well, it's inside the 10 actually, down to about the 6. So again, it's that runner Samuel Adesanya from Solent Redhawks, really been effective on this first drive, Phoebe.
Yeah, I mean, massively, but he does a really great job of following his blocks. On that one, Toby Buller from, again, Bournemouth Bobcats. You've heard that name a couple times today, but the way that that guard tackle pulled, getting into space, and there's just nobody there.
Heavy set now, 2 tight ends in for the South. Alex Stocks on his opening drive doing a really good job of running this offense, as it is James Bush in motion. Alex Stocks will keep it himself, left hand side, looking for the corner, still driving, so close. I think he's going to be brought down with inches to go on that. So Alex Stocks using his feet again. And this lack of being able to blitz on defense really looks like it's impacting the North's ability to put any pressure on Alex.
It is, because you really have to be so creative with what you're doing in your coverage, with your schemes, what you're able to do with your stunts on your line, so how you're moving your D-line. There was a great play there by one of the D-line, but just need to break his feet down a little bit. I'm really keen to see what the opposition are able to do on defense, and if they're going to do something any more creative than, say, our north side are.
So Alex Stocks brings him out. He's got Adesanya in the backfield to his left-hand side. Tight ends to the bottom of your screen, twins to the top. Alex, hand is up. Adesanya, they do get good defense that time. And the tackle comes in from Joshua Padley, the Sheffield Hallam Warrior, sorry, the Loughborough Students linebacker.
Yeah, that combination there of him and Daniel was brilliant, right? I mean, and that's what you're going to need, especially against a back like him. He's a bigger back. He can be physical. You're going to need 2 people, and the way that they were able to kind of vice tackle and siphon him like that, that's what we're going to need to see a little bit more of, because you almost could create an extra player without blitzing him.
So the North stiffen here, push them back on 2nd down. It's going to be 3rd and goal, about 4 yards to hit pay dirt for the South on their opening drive. If you just joined us, welcome. It's the All-Star game. It's North versus South, and South looking for the first points. Heavy set. Stocks will keep it himself. Gets a nice block from Adesanya, but then the defense rally, and they will stuff him for another loss. So a great play on 3rd down. This defense, that bend don't break philosophy really coming into play here for the North.
Yeah, and you love to see that excitement and that passion from Daniel Padley there. Defense is hard, and when you're stopping him this low in the red zone this many times, look, we have to give them credit, right? They've moved this whole field in terms of the South, but actually for a defense to stop them in this position and really take away those yards, that is a massive win, and they should be really happy with this, keeping them on 4th down.
4th and goal, but Stocks is still on the field. Now will they try for the hard count or just go for the score? Trips to the top of your screen. Adesanya in the backfield. Stocks drops back, looks to his single side. Now he's rolling and looking, and that's going to go short. There was some good pressure there from that linebacker, Matthew Kellan, who's the UClan Rams linebacker, with the pressure on Stocks. Turnover on downs.
Great recognition by Kellan. Look, the defense run a 4-3, right? And they were able to, Kellan was able to just add as a late add as soon as the quarterback rolls out of the pocket. Nice play. It gave no option because the defense were able to cover that trips concept. It was nice to see that. That is not easy.
So we had some great offense there. We had Alex Stocks running. We had some great running from the running back, Samuel Adesanya from Solent, but it comes to naught as a turnover on downs, and the North will now take over with their quarterback coming out. See what he can do. Hands off inside. Good defense right off the bat. That is the South linebacker, Charlie Dace from Reading, defensive tackle.
That was speed that came through there. Him combined with Louis John Mokes from Solent Redhawks. I mean, that is what you want to see. Aggressive, playing with no fear. That seems to be Coach Linden's mentality. And I'm curious to see, we might see this whole drive here.
Alexander Ross in for quarterback for the North from the MMU Eagles. Checking to his running back. This will be Luke McCorkindale-Brown, the NTU standout runner who picks up the yards that were lost on first down. McCorkindale-Brown will bring up third and about 9.
You just need a little bit more on that play from Oscar Devos. He needed to follow through on that block, and that could have been a really big breakaway play there. Again, we're going to compare these O-line a lot today because they've had the same amount of time, but if you can block and you can follow through and finish that, keep going till that whistle blows, you just never know what could happen, especially when you've got some physical backs.
So spread formation, trips to the bottom of your screen as Alex Ross surveys the defense, but that's going to go absolutely nowhere on third down. And it looks like the North will have to come out to punt.
Yeah, I mean, that really came down to the speed of those linebackers flying down there and the D tackles really taking that screen away. They had a nice lined-up screen, good numbers game out there. I have to say, that defense is looking pretty sharp, you know, Carl.
Sure is. Will Morgan coming out for the Sheffield Sabres. He's going to be on the punting duties today. He's just about got enough room to get a full snap in, but he is lined up at the back of his end zone. Now the rain was coming down, which makes it difficult to handle that ball, and we have seen some wayward snaps in these All-Star games over the years, just because you don't get as much time to practice. Let's see what Will Morgan can do from his own end zone. It's a good kick off his right foot, and that's going to be a good pickup and a nice return. Still on his feet, and that's Ben Hallett from the ABU Panthers, who plays free safety for the South, but is on the kick return duties. Did a really nice job there, and they're going to be in great field position again.
Yeah, really great field position. We'll see that North defense might stand up the same way they did. I mean, Josh Padley flying in again on that one. Or sorry, Daniel Padley on that one. These Padley brothers, they're working hard.
Having a game. 1st and 10 from the 25. South coming back out. They were very close on their first drive, but that defense just manages to keep them out with the goal line stand. Still Stocks in this time for the South. He'll go to the flat, trying to get the ball out to Liam Allen for a short gain, the Bournemouth Bobcats receiver. And he'll pick up a gain of about 3, so we'll call it 2nd and 7.
Good recognition by Joe Parton on that one, coming down quick to try and break that up. Just got a hand on his ankle, which prevented him from getting, again, another breakaway play. But screens are a really great way just to get the ball in your athlete's hands.
Get the ball to them in space, absolutely. Erskine from SGS Pride is now going to get the handoff on this one, and look at those quick feet of that Pride runner as he breaks it to the right-hand side, and this is the first touchdown. Well, is it? Very, very close. I thought he got in there, Phoebe, but maybe not.
It looked like he got in there. This would be so close on this one. I mean, way to go. Again, we talked about running your feet. Erskine kept running his feet through that, brushed Padley off. I mean, tackles, you got to wrap up on these.
2 flags down. They're going to pull the blue back for a hold. So that's going to wipe that run off the board. They're going to, the hold must have happened later downfield, so they're going to get the ball about 2nd and 4. So North obviously do take that penalty.
Yeah, there was a definite hold on that one. Number 76, I think that was, with the holds. Frustrating. Penalties are always tough.
2nd and 6, pressure coming. Got a man in the end zone! Waiting for the signal of the refs. And they're discussing whether he got his feet in bounds.
I mean, that looked like that was in to me.
James Bush right in the corner of the end zone. They're taking ever such a long time to talk this one over.
And we've got Jim
and they
Britt.
give it. Touchdown, James Bush, off a throw from Alex Stocks. So a 23-yard touchdown pass opens up our scoring here. Stocks to Bush, and the Exeter Demons wide receiver gets blue on the board first.
Brilliant job on that. I mean, he just ran through the coverage on that. And, you know, just commented, we've got Jim Briggs, Bafra, president of Bafra, out there making that final decision. You saw him just literally take the top off that defense. He's a big body tight end. That's what you love to see from your guys.
Great score to open the account here, and these offenses have really come to play. Now they're lining up for 2 here. Heavy set is in, and they're going to try and bull their way over from the 3-yard line for an extra 2 points rather than going for that 1. Let's see, and they're going to give it. So 8-0 to the blue. And that play, you see that now everywhere, don't you, Phoebe? Just getting under center, a really heavy set, and it's driving across the line.
Yeah, taking from rugby, essentially. It's like a big maul. And, hey, it gets you across the line. I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to be allowed for a long time. It's really hard to stop it and could put people in potentially a dangerous situation. But it's interesting to see that Blue, South, have actually not gone for a field goal yet. And they've gone for the extra points, running the ball in there twice now.
Here's that replay, Stocks to Bush. It was a great pass, wasn't it? The speed of it there, and just right in the back corner. And we have a game, and I think that rule really has impacted it. Last year, a really defensive struggle. Offenses took time to get going. This year, Blue come out driving down the field.
And that's what you want to see, right? People love to watch offense. Yeah, we love a good hit and tackle, but people want to see those major catches, those big throws, and that's what we're giving them here at the All-Star game, highlighting and showing off our athletes.
So after his touchdown duties, James Bush now on the kickoff. This will be fielded at about the 10, looking for something up the middle. And he's going to be pulled down at about the 32-yard line. So a decent return there. And that was Ben Ansey-Taylor, Sheffield Hallam Warriors on the return.
Yeah, Will Bockwell on the tackle on that. Kickoff can be hard. You have to be so disciplined, staying in your lanes. Don't fall for any eye candy that got going on, especially since the South know that they've done a little bit of that trickery already. It's so much fun. Don't you miss that? Don't you miss running down on kickoff?
Do I miss it? Yes, I do. Well, my body doesn't miss it. 33-yard line now as the North come out. They're going to go for that spread look. Had to install this offense in just one practice, so we'll see what they can do here. Oh, ball is dropped, but the quarterback's going to try and make the best of it. He'll be stood up by linebacker Ibi Sadar from Derby Braves, who stands him up and drives him back. Sorry, that's not Ibi Sadar, that is Lewis John Mokes from the Solent Redhawks.
Yeah, what I really like about this South team is the way they kind of gang tackle. I mean, you saw at the end, the whistle hadn't blown. Niall Ashworth comes and flies in. We heard the coaches talking earlier about him and how much they highly rate him. London Warriors player. You know, that mentality of you keep going. Between the whistles, it is enemy territory.
Ross, 2nd and 10, hands this one off. Nice little dipping run there just to pick up some yards. That is Lennox Owusu Agyikum, Loughborough students running back, making his presence felt. Picks up a gain of about 3.5. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I'm keen to see what they've done, what they're going to do here. We've seen them, you know, come out with a few different play options. 3rd and 6, this situation. I mean, I don't know if they might go for a little screen here. We've seen them try it before and not be as successful, so trips out there.
What will Stocks do here? Ross surveys the offense, takes a shotgun snap, looks to his single receiver side, and that's caught. But a good tackle right at the sticks. So the pass went to Jude Scott from Leeds Beckett Carnegie, but the tackle coming in immediately, and they're going to be short.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the way that Obed Adai, and I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing anybody's name incorrectly today, but the way that he just went after the ball, that's what I love to see from my players. Cornerback who is hunting for that football. Now this is a big turnover. This is huge. They're going to have to punt the ball from here. What can we see? I mean, it'll be better field position for them.
So I think that's brought us to the end of the quarter as we're going to swap sides here. That's gone ever so quickly, Phoebe. Just 12-minute quarters here for Bucks football. And that's gone blisteringly fast, but we've seen some good action.
We have. It has been flying, but it's so great to see the talent out here. The weather is holding off for us, which is brilliant. A beautiful day in Coventry, all hosted by Football America. I mean, we couldn't be any. We might even be having a little cheeky chat with those guys later, right?
I know, right? We might see if we can grab them at halftime. So as the sides change field position, it's going to be a short walk for the referees. With the North now going to be driving from the right to left. 4th down, but they're still out there. Alexander Ross is still out there looking for that play, and he's still got his running back Lennox next to him from Loughborough Students. 4th, and it's going to be 2 yards. 4th and about 2 here. The North wanting to go for it, and why not? It's an all-star game. Anything goes.
That indeed, and like you said earlier, there's just not enough time to practice offense, defense, special teams. So if you feel like you've got a better chance with the offense you have and you get more time there, then it makes sense.
Here we go, 4th down for the North, trying to get back into this one as the Blue crowd the line. South looking to snuff out any run. Now it looks like Ross is going to hold them at the line, maybe looking to see whether he can get that hard count. Play comes in, North need to be careful. Looks like it's going to be a timeout, North. Very close to that delay of game, but it looks like they were just coming out to get him on that hard count, Phoebe.
Yeah, it did on that one, and offensive coordinator Ewan Chisholm out there trying to get his players out on time, really having a conversation with them. But I think this is a big moment, right? You can have a lot of faith built in these guys by saying, hey, we're going to go for this, and also have a lot of faith in your defense saying, hey, I think we can hold them in case we do get a turnover here.
Blue were crowding the line there, weren't they? Looking for that run play.
Yes, indeed. I mean, with only 2 yards to go, why would you not?
Big number 5, Louis John Mokes and the Solent Redhawks. So South was looming on that left-hand side. They're going to come back out. Now, you thought maybe they would take the time out, come out and punt, but no. Alexander Ross coming out. They just wanted to discuss what play they want to run. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Lennox to Ross's right. He'll hand it to Lennox, and that's a great tackle. First player there was 50 Blue. Oluwasanya Oshin from the Essex Blades just stood him up, and the rest of the Blue rally.
What a tackle. I mean, that is a physical tackle. That is exactly what you love to see. Kind of that ripping grip, holding on to him, bring him back. No yards gained on that one. Great job there by that young man.
Even more impressive because you can't run blitz, can you? You just have to stand in the hole and wait. Still had that power to drive him back. Great play.
Yeah, and that comes down to the skill set, right? Reading recognition. And we've got a flag on the field now. Referee Jim Briggs has thrown a flag from what looks like against head coach Kieran Dunn.
It does, doesn't it? Kieran came running onto the field after that play, must have seen something that we didn't, and the flag went down. Now we don't have the referees mic'd, but you can see unsportsmanlike penalty North, and they'll be saying it's on Coach Dunn. So the Blue with another break after the 4th down stop. They're going to get a 15-yard penalty, which takes them even further into North territory. They have an 8-0 lead after the 2-pointer, and everything's going their way so far.
Yeah, it is for sure. I mean, both sides have had penalties, but it's tough when your head coach gets you a penalty like that so early in the game. We're still in the first half. You know, just keep in control, have those conversations. Look, you and I are both BAFTA educators. That conversation with the officials, that's always
should we run through the slides?
If anyone would like to hear our level 1 and level 2 officiating courses, it's all about respect.
Exactly. You just saw on the replay David Oyedai and number 50 Oshin on that stop on that 4th down, which was a tremendous play from both of them. So what will Blue do here? They've already shown with the talent of Alex Stocks and their receiver James Bush, that they can move the ball quickly. And they're now going to have some great field position. They're going to start from inside North 30-yard line, so they're going to start from the 27 going in, looking for their second score early in Q2. Alex Stocks still out there. He's got another running back next to him. And it'll be Teddy Pope, Bournemouth Bobcats, trying to get some yards on that one, but not much joy there.
It looked like he should have cut it back at one point, but kind of got pushed laterally just a bit too much on that one, just based off of the blocking, and really great flowing by the defense. I mean, keeping them to -2 yards on that play in terms of a tackle for loss. That's a really nice win considering the pitch's position that they're in.
2nd and 12. Stocks and Pope in the backfield. 2 receivers top, 2 at the bottom. Snap comes, looking to his left, and that's just over the head of Cameron Buggs from Kingston Cougars. Couldn't pull that one in.
Just a couple times now that ball's been a little bit too high for his receivers. Now that could be just a lack of practice together. That could still be a little bit of the nerves. It is actually quite cold out here. It looks deceiving, guys. It's beautiful, but it's probably about 7 degrees out there. So it just could be the way that the football is flying off our quarterback's fingers.
3rd and 12 for the Blue. North want to get a stop, get their offense back on the field. But Blue will have something to say about that. As snap is up the middle again to Pope, who tries to pry loose from the grip of that heart of that North defense, but will only pick up 4. So it's going to pick up a 4th and about 8 here.
It's a nice little fake. You love to see when a quarterback finishes the play, when he gets the handoff and he turns around to make it look like he's about to throw it or have something else. That really sells what he's doing, and that's nice to see that from Stocks, because that's something that he's obviously been taught and it's quite innate within him.
So it's going to be Harrison Cooper on the hold for this kick. Kicking it from, it's about a 40-yard kick for the South to add to their lead. Snap is low and they just have to dive on it. It's that man again, James Bush. He's already scored a touchdown. He's the punter as well. He's kickoff guy and he's coming out to kick, but he's not managed to be successful on that one. Not his fault though, the snap was very low on that.
Hey, he's an athlete. He is trying to get on as many special teams as possible. How do you...
He's trying to win that MVP, I tell you.
He is, but hey, you want to play as much as possible. This is an all-star game. You're here to showcase, and a lot of these guys are going to go away, use the film from today to potentially try and get on teams across Europe or even further in their career. So the fact that we've got this beautiful pitch, it's all filmed, it's live, I mean, these are really big things, sometimes the first for any of these guys.
Floodlights are on here at the Butts Park Arena as we go a little bit further into the evening here. Motion this time as North take over after that failed field goal, but the flags come in. Looks like it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate false start there by Gus Bingham. He just left way too early. You know, kind of going back to Coach Kieran and the way that he put faith in his team here. You know, they went for it on 4th down, weren't able to get it, but that defense stood up big time, and I know he's praised a lot of his players, especially on defense. And you can see why. With big stands like that, why wouldn't you put your faith in them?
Still Alex Ross out there at quarterback, joined by yet another running back as they cycle in these running backs. But Alex Ross has been a staple of the North offense so far. Looking to his right-hand side, complete, and an immediate stop. So they pick up about 4 yards. They get 4 of the 5 penalty yards back. That's a good reception. At least it gets them moving. That's gone to wide receiver Dodi Mendy from the Liverpool Raptors.
That was a really nice grab. I mean, it was up there. I wasn't sure if he was going to get it right away, but that was a really nice way just to find his space between the defenders, pull it in, because that was a big hit that followed that. So nice, strong hands on that one.
Gets them back to 10 yards on 2nd down. What can they do here to make 3rd down manageable? Looks to his left-hand side, high floating ball, and that is nearly picked. by Ben Hellett as the free safety from the OBU Panthers. Already seen him on the punt return, but nearly had a pick there, Phoebe.
He did. Ross will be upset he can't get that back when he watches that on film. I mean, he pretty much had 2 options on that. He just needed to have that direct throw, right? We're getting too many of these kind of lofty, arching footballs. In this game, when you play against better teams, and especially when you're playing against guys you haven't worked with very much, you got to put that ball on them right now.
3rd and 10. North needs some yards to get back into this one. Over the middle, caught. That's a really nice reception just in front of that cover 2. That's picked up that time by wide receiver Henry Ness from the Sheffield Hallam Warriors.
Yeah, Harry played here last year. He's done a really nice job. A great little seam route. You're on a cover 2. Good recognition there by the quarterback, running behind the linebackers. I mean, that's all you need every time, right? Be friendly to the quarterback, show him that you're ready for the reception, big body guy, and then bring it down.
Here's the replay on that. Just settles in front of that defender. And it was Robbie Green from the Panthers that had to drag him down. Back to the live action. Handoff this time up the middle. Nice hole. Tries to break it to his right-hand side. He's going to be stopped for a gain of about 6. Will Harvey from the Loughborough Students opening his account.
And hey, they're mixing it up, right? We're seeing a couple throws in here. You can tell the offense is getting a bit more comfortable, and then you hand it off. Just saying, hey, we can do this on both ways, right? We can run the ball, we can throw the ball, whatever you need and whatever you show us, we're going to have an answer for you.
We spoke to that head coach as they were saying the playbook is, you know, we've got to dive, we've got to stretch play, we've got to counter, and that's about it. With these players making the most of it here. 2nd and 4. Going to have to keep it himself after this high snap. He will pick up about 3, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. So Alex Ross on the quick run up the middle.
Yeah, a bit of pressure there from Louis John Mokes from the Solent Redhawks. Again, you can have up to 6. You just can't have any more than that. But the way that he filled, he put the quarterback under pressure like that and forced him to keep the ball and run it himself. What I love, Louis, you chase that down.
Nice job, Louis. Trips to the bottom, single receiver to the top. Ross in the backfield. And he's got Will Harvey to his right-hand side. He's got some choices here. 3rd and short. Goes to Loft. That one's picked! And there is Green in front. And it's Ben Hallett, the free safety from the Panthers, who is going to take it all away for the 2nd touchdown of the day for the South. Just let me make sure we get that number right. It's number 40, not number 10. It's Obed Adai, the Birmingham Lions cornerback, that picked that one off and took it 60 yards for the touchdown.
That was so well played. Look, we talk so much about the fact that these footballs are going a bit high. It's giving the defenders a bit of time to be able to get underneath it, and he just played that football. I love to see that. Great job there by that young man, a Birmingham Lions player. Shout out Birmingham Lions. But we love to see it from defense.
Going for the 2 again. They'll hand this one off and it will go in. So they convert on the 2 with Teddy Pope running it in from 3 yards out. 16-0 the South.
Nice little kick out on that one. Opened up that gap, a bit of a quarterback power on that one. Great to see, right? Quarterback is an athlete. Trust him with the football. He's going to keep marching away.
It was a great run back on the interception. Showed some really good speed. Did a die on that. Wasn't going to be denied. Here's the replay.
I mean, look, that ball was a bit high for sure, but that is an opportunity for a die, and he made sure that he showed that as well. He went after the football, right? He wasn't looking for the tackle. He wanted that ball. Great job by the Blue there.
So the North go 2 scores down. Midway through quarter 2. As Bush comes out to kick again. Ben Hansie Taylor, Sheffield Hallam Warriors, back to receive this one. It's a good kick, which is going to land at the 5. Picked up there, looking for a return up the middle. And he's found a little bit of room to the edge. Dragged down, but not before he gets to the 35-yard line. Decent return on that.
Yeah, really nice return. Again, look, you're going to see more of return right, return left, just because in terms of the blocking scheme, it's a bit easier to teach. We do have a player down, though, at the moment. Number 50, Oluwasan Oshan, is down, our linebacker from Essex Blades. So we're going to make sure that he is cared for right now.
There's Dodi Mendy on the return, number 89 for the North. What can the North do now, Phoebe, to get back into this one? 2 scores down. Do they need to start opening it up again?
I think for the North, it's literally the ball placement at the moment. I think that's probably been their thing that's hurt them the most. There's been a few missed opportunities where it's just been a bit high, but their players have been in the right position. So it's the quarterback having faith, and you know, we talk about how that relationship between receiver and quarterback is so important, right? When you work with someone all the time, I know that you're going to be breaking at the top of your route at this certain time. And they just don't quite have that relationship yet, but they're going to have to build up. They're going to have to be coming into this second half pretty soon, and they're going to have to make sure that that's something that they trust each other to do.
Now, if you're new to the Bucks All-Stars, as that player comes off the field and gets a round of applause, he's up on his feet and makes his way. Looks good. Does number 50, who is Ocean, the Essex Blades, already called his name, making plays. North are coming back out. The Bucks All-Star game is the culmination to the Bucks season. It was another great Bucks season. Maybe have a chance to talk to Phoebe a little bit about that. But we'll bring it back to the live action for now. So, new quarterback in for the North now. It is Adam Dodd of the Warwick Wolves, someone I'm really familiar with. We play him twice a year at NTU. Let's see what Alex can do here. Good, solid quarterback. Trips to the bottom. One receiver to his top. He'll hand this one off. And that is going to be swallowed up quickly. So a gain of maybe 2 yards that time for the running back, who is Thomas Ibachulinas from the Lincoln Colonials. Lincoln representing today.
Yeah, we were told that Josh Ricketts, who's a Bristol Aztecs player, would be someone to watch. Number 0 here. We've seen him flying around a little bit, but definitely seems like one of the strong leaders on this defense, and who's able to work laterally really quite well, and that's helping set the edge and preventing these runs from being such big breaks.
Here goes Dodd, 2nd and 8, trying to get this North team moving. Looks to his right to that trip side, wanting to go underneath to Harry Ness, but nothing there for that. Sort of slipped out of his hands. It is wet here.
It is, and I have to give a little shout out on that one. Tunde Owolabi coming off the edge really put pressure. You'll see in the replay, if we get one, that he put that O-line on the floor. And that's what you love to see, right? Looking for these athletes who are physical and fast and know how to use a player's body against themselves.
Forcing the quick throw from Dodd. Puts them in 3rd and long. Takes a snap, looks to the flat to his running back in some space, but slips down. So that was Thomas Ibachulinas of the Lincoln Colonials, who was trying to get something going, but his feet just let him down on that one.
Nice play call, nice recognition there from the quarterback, seeing that there was that pressure coming off the edge so quickly, kind of utilizing that against him. But I know they'll be frustrated about that one. It could have been a big break again. I know I've said that a few times today, but you just think it comes down to these little moments, a missed tackle, a slip, an overthrown football. I mean, that's what really makes these all-star games.
Will Morgan out to punt on 4th and 5.
This will be our first punt of the day, will it not?
It certainly will. And Ben, I love your British accent, by the way. And Ben Hallett back to return for the South. Whistles blow.
I'd say that's a false start on that one. Everyone moving quite quickly. Sometimes that's it too, right? The pressure of it, you feel like you have to get it out really fast. You can, on a punt situation, also take that time penalty if you need to, because of what you're trying to achieve. Make sure everyone's set, And that's all comes down to practice as well.
So it's going to push him back 5 yards. It's going to give Will Morgan a little bit more to kick into. See what Ben Hallett can do here on the punt return for Blue. Low snap, it's going to be difficult to field, and he's going to be taken down straight away. That's James Williams, the Birmingham Lions player, immediately in to punish that poor snap.
I mean, that was a great job there. It's hard, right? On that one for me, I really need Ryan Howard to step up to seal the edge. The biggest thing when you're doing these punch shields is make sure that you force everybody to be wide so that you allow your punter space to move if there is some sort of fumbled snap, but also gives them time. On that one, it's about effort for me.
So the North just keep digging deeper. That hole gets wider and deeper as the South now take over at the 20-yard line of the North. The North have been pinned back the whole game. Handoff this time left-hand side, and that'll be Lewis Munt from the Bath Killer Bees that will pick up about 4.
Boris John Gavin from Durham Saints on that one on the tackle. You know, I think in this area of the field, you can run the football a little bit. They're ahead now. We've got the current score for us. We have is 16-0 running into the half. You know, I think we might try and see a couple more runs, and they're doing really well. They're quite successful.
Joel Chesters, the Oxford Lancers quarterback, is out there for the South as they swap him in, and he'll take his first drop back, and he will loft this one to the end zone. Double coverage. Oh, the North had a chance there. In and out of the hands of Daniel Padley. Those Padley brothers again, but he couldn't bring it in, Phoebe.
He couldn't on that one. You know, I think he had an idea if we wanted to go to on that play. You had a really nice pivot, whip, whatever you want to call it, route on the left side of the field, which was run beautifully, left it wide open, almost looking like a smash concept. I think there was a corner over the top of it. And sometimes you go to the guy that you trust, the guy that you play with a lot.
It was actually Lewis Joseph Groom, not Daniel Padley, that nearly had the interception there, so he was in a nice position. As Chester's on the end around to Bush, one man to beat on the edge, and that's a really nice tackle to bring down Bush. They went to the end around. He's already scored once and he wanted more but denied. 3rd and 3.
Coach Lydon, he loves a little trick play, doesn't he? We had on the special teams initially. We also had here on the reverse. I mean, look at the way that it forces the defense to chase him down. But great job to come back on that one by the red team, the North, for that touchdown saving tackle. Great job.
It's going to bring up 4th down, but they're not going to kick on this down. Joel Chesters will stay out there, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, now rolls his right, under pressure, doesn't go down, going to the sideline, and tipped and picked, but whether that defender was out of bounds and came back in bounds, I don't know. It was actually Lewis Joseph Groom, and they're going to call it incomplete in the end of all of that. It was Lewis Joseph Groom who missed the interception on the previous down and nearly had a pick there.
That was great awareness. Unbelievable job. I mean, here's the thing, right? You've got your pulling guard and tackle trying to create space on this, but none of your receivers keep running. You've got to keep running when you're scrambling. There needs to be basic scramble rules, and that's always go the same direction as your quarterback. At least give him an option. But wow, what awareness there by Groom to lay out for that catch.
He really did, and it was, I think it was because he came back in from out of bounds that they didn't give him the interception, because he'd stepped out of bounds and then came back in to pick it. It looked like a clean catch. But anyway, it was 4th down, so I guess not intercepting it was probably a good idea, because the North will now take over at their 11. Rather than the 3-yard line where Groom got that pick. 1st and 10 North. They get a break on 4th down. Now what can they do with it here? Adam Dodd still in at quarterback for his 2nd series. trips to the bottom, single receiver to the top, looks to his flat and over the top and over the head of his running back there, trying to get the ball to McCorkindale-Brown.
Yeah, a couple of routes opening up on that. I think it's just really the vision that we're able to play with right now, looking at what the North, and they're going to start feeling a bit of pressure going into this half, that they're going to have to get some points on the board before going in. So needing good leadership, which we know that Coach Kieran has said they've got a lot of on this team. So you need those players to step up big time, keep that energy up.
Checking those wrist, coaches. 2nd and 10. This time he's flanked by 2 running backs in the backfield, is Dodds. Motion to the top, snap is over the top, and McCorkindale-Brown just has to dive on it. So the woes continue. That's going to be a loss of about 9. It's going to take them all the way back to their own 1-yard line. Lucky that didn't go any further.
That was very close. That looked like it could have been a safety, and I think that's hard. You don't always have the awareness. You're so panicked about getting the football out that awareness is not quite there. The only thing you'd say is you're third and short now. Sometimes almost getting that safety could change trajectory, gives you another opportunity perhaps to get on the field before the half. It's interesting. Let's see on the replay.
There's the snap. You can see Dodds doesn't have a chance to field it, and McCorkindale-Brown with the quick thinking. Backed up on their 1-yard line now, the North. Running back in motion, they'll hand it to McCorkindale-Brown. He's looking for some hole, and he does get him out of a little bit of trouble. So that's some nice breathing room for the North from the NTU star running back McCorkindale-Brown. That will put 6 yards and give them a little bit of room for this punt.
Yeah, I mean, and great patience there. Mackenzie Laban, open field tackle is probably the hardest thing to do, and he was able to be there, be patient, wait for Mackenzie to almost just run into him essentially, but took away his options, and again, a really big save for the Blue.
So we've been here before. North pinned back in their end zone, punting. This is when you really don't want one of those high snaps.
Precisely, and we've seen what the North will do. We've seen what the South will do in terms of the pressure they send. You've got less space to work with. Nice job.
They do get it away. It's going to bounce at the 30. And then it will come back to the 23 as the flags fly. It looks like something happened after the play there. Maybe a taunting, maybe an unsportsmanlike. We'll have to find out.
Looks like we might have a player down. Oh, he's getting up now. Just a bit of a wrist injury, it looks like.
So the punt actually got to the 45-yard line, but they're going to bring it all the way back to the 30. And that is where South will take over. So good field position for them yet again. Only 2 scores up, and the North have played hard in that red zone, but if they just keep backing them up here, it just makes it a really long day for that defense.
Yeah, the field position has been massive, you know, in terms of for the South. They have pretty much come on the field every time with great field position.
Joel Chesters with the pump fake, then looks over the top. He's got an open man. That was close. He was looking for Tom Crook, but in the end it was decent coverage from Sean Bedford, the free safety from Leeds Beckett, who came over at the last minute to tip it away. That
was great coverage in the end. He got a hand in there because that would have been an easy touchdown otherwise, but well done by Bedford for hitting that 6th gear and getting a hand in.
Here's the replay on that. You can see just it was a beautifully lofted ball, and just gets the hand in there right at the last second into the basket to force the incompletion.
And that's one of the hardest things, you know, is eye discipline when it comes to these DDs.
Dodds, 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. Running back in the pistol formation. He'll hand it is the Solent Redhawks runner again up the left-hand side, cutting back inside, driving his feet, and finally they force him out of bounds, but not before he gets to about the 12-yard line, where it will be another first down. Good running again from Samuel Adensanyi. Here's the replay, Phoebe.
I mean, he is such a physical runner. Look at the way he plays with his speed, uses his lead block. I mean, great job obviously by Taylor, but people are falling off him, and you look at the end, who is the one that still stood up even though he's pushed out of bounds? That is a sign of a good physical back.
Great balance and power on that. 1st and 10 at the 12. Fumble this time, ball is out, Red recover. That's exactly what they needed. Joshua Padley, the Loughborough student, manages to dive on that one. It was Samuel Adensanyi who was trying to get more yards after that great run, but his hands just let him down.
Yeah, it looked like it almost was the exchange that went a bit funny. I'm waiting on the replay on this one because that football was out before. And here's our replay on it. Chester's receiving the football. And he never had the football on the handoff. That connection never went well, but great awareness by the Red. This is the gift that they needed. They need to help themselves out. And again, defense, that's always gonna be the one that steps up big time when they're able to gel so quickly.
Given the field position, North defense have done well to hold Blue to 2 scores. But they need some production on offense. Pressure over the middle. He was trying to get the ball that time to one of the receivers over the middle. I think it was Samuel Waters, Portsmouth Destroyer receiver, but no joy.
No joy, and I mean, it kind of worked out for the best, right? That was a really congested middle of the field, potentially not where you'd be looking to throw the ball in that early. That does come down to the way that Blue defense is forcing the quarterback to get the football out, but you just needed a little bit longer, or you need to throw it a hair quicker to prevent any injuries.
It was Dodd trying to get the ball to Matthew Wilson, the Durham Saints receiver, actually, as Dodds drops back again. Looks to his left-hand side, trying to get the ball to Dean Gabriel Ojo, Loughborough students tight end, but couldn't get anything.
Yeah, 4-man rush. Again, nice decision, right? You've got that outright from your receiver. Flatten that football off. I'm going to say it a bunch of times, both sides of the ball. The arching footballs are hurting both sides tonight. And again, that's just relationships, right? Just practicing together.
Relationships, it's all about relationships. 3rd and 10. Trips to the bottom. Familiar spread formation. South will send just 3, goes to the flat, immediately tackled. It was a completion to Jude Scott, the Leeds Beckett Carnegie receiver, and it was quick from Paul Alawasai from the Exeter Demons to shut it down.
Him and Josh Ricketts again working together, flying down there. Those trips formations are great for throwing those screens. Again, big body tight ends, giving them an opportunity. It just seems like this is a bit of a missed opportunity all in all when we're on 4th down after this recovery.
So 4th and 11 for the North. They've had absolutely no joy on offense. Can't get things moving. South, on the other hand, have been able to take advantage of the athletes they have. So they're going to have to punt again. Will Morgan back to punt, as he has been a number of times today. Ball is up. It will bounce at the 35 and take a north bounce to the 47, which is where the South will take over. Deep into the 2nd quarter, coming into that 2nd half. Decent punt. North defense playing really well. Offense just can't get it going, can they?
They can't, but both coaches even said that, right? Coming into that, it's tough to get an offense to gel. I mean, even though you do only have a few plays that you can install, you're still expecting the offensive line to be making the right calls, to recognize the defense that's in front of them. using the terminology, right? What you might call something, someone else might call something different. So I think they've done a really nice job, both sides of the ball, to be able to put these offenses out there with the different plays.
Here come the Blue. Not much time left in this first half as the ball goes up into the air and there's nobody around. It's Alfie Burks, the Bournemouth Bobcats MVP from last year, who's now come in at quarterback. We always enjoy watching Alfie. Got his first win last weekend for the Solent Thrashers in the Prem. And he was starting for them.
Very exciting. Love to see it. And then again, Bedford using that speed that he has coming across, trying to get that pick. I do love that. I'm like, come on, defense, let's get after the football.
So Alfie Burks will take the snap. And this is what he can do, use those quick feet, flag down, looks like a hold and it might be coming back, but Alfie with those feet, he's so dangerous with his feet is Alfie Burks, and he picks up the first down, but it looks like it's going to be a hold.
He is, and when you think about the scheming of the defense, you know, yes, you may not have the blitz, but you might be looking more into a quarterback spy when you've got a quarterback like this in there. I mean, but you also have to account for the fact you've got multiple quarterbacks that you're game planning against. There are so many challenges that these coaching staffs have to manage, and all these different athletes. I mean, it's incredible, really, to see what they've been able to do.
It's amazing they're able to put anything out, isn't it? You've got to scheme 6 quarterbacks, you've got about 3 hours. Off you go.
Go. And that's after doing trials where you may have seen a player only once do something you think you like, and then create this magic we're all able to witness here on this Wednesday night.
So we want to acknowledge that with the coaches. Alfie now looks to his right-hand side. Was trying to get the ball to James Ryan Coker, that big Portsmouth Destroyers receiver that played such a part in their Div 1 final. He was a real star for Portsmouth, even though they got the loss to Loughborough. He really played well in that, but incomplete on that one.
Yeah, incomplete. You know the coaches will be out there saying, two hands on the football, just finishing your routes, right? It's all about the details, and I know that's hard when you only have such limited time, but the details are everything. Finish those blocks, finish your routes, keep running. All these things are going to add together to create the most winning side here tonight.
3rd and 20. The Blue in a hole for once. North defense putting the pressure on, making it difficult for Alfie Burks. Up, drops it, picks it up, now into space, left-hand side. This is what Alfie Burks can do up the sideline, and he turns the disaster into about a 17-yard gain. Now, I don't think he's got enough for the first down, but that's the athlete that he is.
Talk about a great job. You know, the fumble on the handoff there, on the exchange. I mean, you've got trips into the boundary, but the way that he's able to just kick into that gear, his speed up the sideline, impressive. One of the Padley brothers, Josh, falling off of him. He's deceptive.
Timeout Blue. 4th down. Alfie did get it into North territory. There's that run again. You can see Alfie Burks using those feet to avoid the tackles, and he does have that blistering pace. Speed kills. He did on that play.
It does, and you kind of like at the end of it, he's frustrated. Good, go on, be that leader. That's not good enough for you as a team. Excellent, because you'll carry that into the huddle and set the expectation and raise the expectation for everybody. That is a great sign, especially like we said, right? He was our MVP last year at this All-Star game. That's who people are going to be looking to.
4th and 8. North defense just giving up that one score. Although it's 16-0 on the board if you just joined us. The North defense have played well, and they've had really poor field position. Going quick now after the timeout, coming straight up to the line of scrimmage to try and get the North surprise. And this will be a bust down the field, and it's complete. So, trickery. Alfie Burks, the magician, throws that one out to Dean Gabriel Ojo, who throws it to well, I think actually it's Harrison Cooper, the tight end, that made the pass. to Lewis Munt. Let's watch that in a replay and work out what the hell happened.
This is what they look like they were trying to do before with that screen. A little double pass keeps the defense off of their toes a little bit. I mean, great job by Ewan Harris, not biting too hard on that double pass, making sure he got in to make that touchdown saving tackle. Hey, that's the third one we've seen. Coach Lydon keeping it tricky tonight.
Sam Chance, the offensive coordinator for the South Hill, have enjoyed that one. It's great when the trick play comes off, isn't it? You look like a bit of a fool when it doesn't, but when it works,
you
it
look
does
like a
work.
stud.
First down, Blue. 30-yard line, driving again at the end of this second half. Whistles go, ball is live. Alfie goes left-hand side, he's gonna overthrow the receiver, and a chance for an interception that time from Ewan Harris, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, whistles everywhere. We should be, that is it, just on cue.
That's why they were throwing it to the end zone. So we don't have a clock here, but obviously that is the half. So fascinating half. We're going to have a look at some of the replays of the touchdowns, Phoebe, but what's your kind of initial response to that half?
I think initial response is I love the confidence that Coach Lydon and his South Blue team have, right? We've seen 3 different trick plays. We've seen a reverse. We've seen on special teams that, again, reverse there. We've seen a double pass. I mean, all of that is incredibly impressive to get in one practice session. But it's the speed, it's the athletes. Those are the ones that are really making this game so exciting.
Let's have a look at the scores from that first half and some of the highlights. This was Blue early on, Phoebe.
And this was this really nice pass to our tight end who ran past the defenders on that one. Took a couple seconds to give us a touchdown call, but great job. We've seen Mr. James Bush a couple times now standing up big time, and that was a big first catch of the game.
Yeah, double coverage, back corner of the end zone. Really nice play from Stocks, the starting quarterback, and then they went for that 2. We see this kind of Philadelphia Eagles going for 2. We saw it so much in the Super Bowl and seen it so much in British football as well now.
It is, and you've got a lot of players who do play rugby. They understand the concept of how a maul works. It's tough to stop, right? And that's probably the biggest thing about it. If you are guaranteeing that you're going to be able to get those 2 points by running that, why would you not? Why would you risk it with a field goal where you don't have the time to get the timing between your long snap to the holder to the kicker? Great little power here. Quarterback keeping it on that one.
This was the second 2-pointer, I think, after the interception from Adai.
That's right. We had Teddy Pope, I think, with that. Now looking at our return. And again, we had some big returns, right? We talked about how special teams is so key and the returns would be such a massive part of the game. Field position has probably been the toughest thing, I'd say, for Red this evening.
And that was Dodie Mendy on the return. So it's 16 to the south, it's nothing to the north, but the north is still in it. We're going to take a quick break here at Butts Arena, and we will join you after that. Join us for the second half. See you soon.
We are here with Dave Haggard from Football America. Oh my goodness, what a first half of the game that's been so far.
It's a little bit one-sided at the moment, I feel. I think the North need to maybe pull their socks up slightly, I feel.
Just a little bit, but you know what, let's talk about the All-Star game. You have been hosting it as Football America since 2019. Can you talk to us a little bit about the history?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of guys that work for me used to play back in the day in the All-Star game. And they said, wouldn't it be a great idea to bring it back? And I said, yeah, okay, let's have a chat with BAFA. They said, yeah, who's going to organise it? So I said, we'll do it, and that's what we did. So in 2019, it started again, and we came to the Butts Arena. They've been brilliant for us, and it's been a great event. And I think for the guys that are playing in it, it's a good opportunity for talent. With the coverage they can get tape over to guys in Europe, and you know, the world's their oyster.
Absolutely. I mean, we were talking about that in the half, just about how great this is to literally create film, whether they want to go out and play in Europe, potentially be a Football America sponsored athlete like I know you guys do. I mean, what are some of the things you have to organize for a game day like this? I mean, this is incredible, right? Because you've got people across the country coming together.
I was at the store this morning picking up 200 bottles of water and then going down somewhere, picking up lots of things to organise it. To be fair, Joe Walker, who was working for us part-time, who's been the mainstay of organising all this, I delegated it to him. Joe, sort it out. We'll help you out when needed, and off we go. And he's done a great job, to be fair.
I mean, that's the way to do it, right? You come up with the ideas, you get guys like Joe, make it a possibility.
always the ideas. It's it's a point of difference.
Absolutely. Well, look, this is an incredible event. We are so grateful that you put this on every year. I mean, I know the athletes are so grateful for this. Thank you so much. We're actually going to go back to a break now before we start the second half.
Thank you. Excellent.
I am so cool.
Welcome to the Butts Park Arena here at Coventry. Glad you could join us for this second half. My name is Carl Walkinshaw and we're proud to be able to bring you this All-Star game sponsored by Football America UK, which brings us to the end of the Bucks season. I'm joined again for the second half by Phoebe Schechter.
Hello. You know, I'm feeling much better about life now. I've stolen some chips from downstairs.
You got some chips?
I do, yeah. Snack,
Good
hanger.
job.
It's all very important part. Taking us into this second half of our All-Star game.
So you're all ready to go then. So it will be the Red that are going to receive the North, and they need it. Currently the score is 16-0. The North defence have played well, but so have the South offence. They got that one score on the board from number 82 Bush for the South, who did a really nice job on a pass from Alex Stocks in the first half, and then there was the touchdown from the Birmingham Lions cornerback Adai, and we have a score here of 16-0. Both of the 2-point conversions were taken in on sneaks over the goal line. So we've got the North back to receive. It's Ben A.C. Taylor from Sheffield Hallam Warriors back to receive this one. And it'll be the touchdown scorer, James Bush, who will kick it off. Second half underway. It's a low driving kick, which will be difficult to handle. Finally gets it into his hands. Now, nice move, but goes down. This turf's a little slippery. Ben A.C. Taylor with a return of about 15 yards.
It was a nice little move. He did have a little ankle breaker going on there. He just happened to trip himself up on the fly, but great speed. I mean, it almost bought him a little time. It almost worked for him for a second there with that fumble because it pulled all the defenders, all the kickoff team to that one area. But field position, right? That's going to be the aim of the game going into this half.
Kieran Dunn, the head coach of the North, will have got his team together at half-time and said, look, we're playing for pride, we're playing for that trophy. Went down and actually saw the trophy they're playing for, a really nice trophy. So they're going to want to come out as Ewan Chisholm and this offense, the offensive coordinator for the North, and see what they can do here. It is Alexander Ross with the handoff up the middle, and the South defense tough on first down.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great job flying in there. Courage Nwosu flying in from Hertfordshire Hurricanes to make that tackle. I mean, it's about the recognition, right? And he's able to make that nice read, be patient, get that big tackle in. Love to see it.
2nd and 8. Ross played well in the first half. Alexander Ross, the Eagles quarterback, he'll hand this one off again. Left-hand side with some room now. It's Will Harvey, and they will stop him, but not before he picks up 6. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. They're ahead of the sticks, Phoebe.
Yeah, that's what you want to see, right? Positive yardage, great little read play there. Well done by Ross. You were just complimenting him as well, right? We're seeing that football IQ coming into it. They're all comfortable with each other. We just need this, keep the ball moving in a positive manner.
3rd and 1, opening drive of the second half of this All-Stars game. Already seen some great plays on both offense and defense from these teams. Ross hands it off. Whoa, here are the defense, and the ball is out. Now, I think they're going to blow it dead, but the speed at which that South receiver is Louis John Mokes, the Solent Redhawks linebacker that came in quickly on that one with help.
Yeah, I mean, that was incredible speed, right? You got Courage Nwosu coming through as well as Will Bockwell. I mean, what a tandem flying through there. They read that guard tackle pull again. It just took a little bit too long for our running back to be able to make that jab move.
So there'll be a loss of 5, bring up 4th and a long 6. And they're going to have to punt. So the North pick up a first down, but then get stopped. Some pressure, nearly blocked, but it does take a North roll. Up, we've got some couple of players messing it up on the sideline here, but the punt will go to the 35-yard line, which is where, sorry, the 40-yard line, which is where the Blue will take over. So decent field position in their own half, but they'll have the ball at the 42, actually.
Yeah, a little bit of, you know, a little bit of an argument there between the two teams, but they shook it off and acting like it was nothing.
I thought it was a flag going to be thrown, but it looked clean. The Blue, first possession, looking to get more. They'll hand this one off to the running back we saw in the first half, who is Samuel Adesanya. He had a great first half. He did have a fumble, but he also had a 2-point try go in. Solent Redhawks coming out with the same starters, both teams, and then they'll rotate those talent players in, as they will with the offensive line. We saw 3 different quarterbacks for both teams in the first half, and that's good to see, Phoebe.
It is, definitely, and that was a nice job there by the red team D-line. They forced it so that their offense from the south weren't able to get much movement on the line. Christian Thompson making the defensive calls.
Adesanya looking for the edge. He can't get it. Now he's going to have to reverse field, and he will find some space. Adesanya reversing field down the sideline with a blocker in front. Still going. And they won't catch him until he gets to the 30-yard line of the North. Wow, what a run from Adesanya.
Wow, that almost turned into a pursuit drill there for the team North. I mean, the fact that he moved laterally so much and then cut it back, the awareness to do that. I mean, it could have gone either way there, but great job. I mean, just an athlete, and you can see he's had those skills. He played the same way as an under-19s player, and, you know, now showcasing that ability out here.
Here's the replay, really worth the watch. Look, gets bubbled out to the sideline, trying to find space. Nothing there. We'll get you back to the live action. This time it's going to be Alfie Burks, that nifty quarterback. So the 1-2 punch of Adesanya and Alfie Burks, this backfield's not one you want to defend against.
Not at all, but you have got to give a massive shout out to Louis Burgess on that one. Unbelievable the way that he was running downfield like that. Now that is a GB under-19s player as well.
Here's that Adesanya run again. You can just see the space opening up, Phoebe.
Yeah, big time, but that is relentless running, right? We talk about keep going until the whistle blows. This kid does not give up.
Great runs from Adesanya, then from Alfie Burks, the quarterback. 1st and 10, the South at the 15. Adesanya again, left-hand side, cuts back in. Great balance. It's not Adesanya this time. It was Dejan Erskine of the SGS Pride, another great runner. It was a different runner, same result. Big gain, 1st down.
Great little counter play there. I mean, the way he knifed through that defense like that, and I think it was Kiel Crusaders' Paul Iyer, number 0, the free safety, finally coming down with that tackle.
South are driving. North have actually only given up 1 touchdown on defense, and they've played very well in parts. But Alfie Burks are running this South offense really well, and that offensive line creating holes. Erskine again looks to his right-hand side, showing that speed, shifty move, dukes out of 1 tackle, brought down by the 2nd man, picks up 6, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Daniel Padley flying down on the tackle there, but nice moves by Erskine on that one. I mean, his ability to kind of do a little juke and cause people to kind of slide off of him, it's great to see for this young player.
That SGS Pride team, they really do have a great setup down there. Only 2 players represented here in this game. But really is a great program. This time it's going to be Adesanya coming back in. Alfie Burks will hand off to Adesanya now. Left-hand side, breaks a tackle. Oh, they want to keep hold of him. Ball is out. Adesanya just driving for too much. And it's recovered by Matthew Kellum, the UClan Rams. That's the 2nd fumble recovery for Kellum, if I'm not mistaken.
Again, we heard big things about him from Coach Dunn before, and what a great job he did. But hey, shout out Joe Jones, one of our Loughborough students, for holding on for dear life to force that hand to come off the football and really be the reason that fumble occurred. So yeah, Callum, great job, but Joe Jones was the one that really made that happen.
So Adesanya with 2 fumbles and Kellum with 2 fumble recoveries. And the North hold again, and this is what they've been doing the whole game. The South do drive, and then when they need it, the North get the turnover. Back on offense now. That one's going to go incomplete. Alexander Ross for the Eagles still in at quarterback.
Yeah, you can see his frustration that they're just not on the same page a lot of the time, and it's a shame because they're so talented and they give themselves so many opportunities to be able to take advantage of, that you end up in these 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations, and they're not able to overcome that. But I mean, a great squad. The offensive line did a nice job of holding up against the Blue Rush.
Trips to the top, 2nd and 10. Again, throws into nowhere land. Trying to get the ball to Dean Gabriel Ojo. No flags, 3rd down. Oh, now there is a whistle.
Yeah, it didn't even look like Ojo knew that he was running a route. It looked more like he was running to block on that one, which again is where the language, the play calling, you can see now on the sideline that Matthew Wilson having that conversation, again, a receiver, having that conversation with Ojo.
Referees are talking to the head coach of the North. They're in conversation with Kieran Dunn. He called them over. Gives a chance for us to tell you who our referees are today. Keith Wickham is the referee. The umpire today is Kenneth Glover. Head linesman Ben Griffiths. Line judge Jim Briggs. Back judge Ewan Patterson. Side judge Peter Parsons. Field judge Paul Todd. And centre judge Richard Moga. Thank you to those gentlemen for being down here today and making this game possible on a Wednesday evening. We hope you're enjoying it here from the Butt Stadium. We certainly are. How's your chips, Phoebe?
Well, as for everybody at home, I am snacking on my chips still. Carl has given my secrets away here, but snacks are what keep people powered.
You could have denied it. You could have denied it.
Integrity.
Everyone knows what an athlete you are, so you're allowed the odd chip now and again.
You know what?
We need
carb
to
loading.
fuel you up, don't we, for Saturday's game.
Yeah, everybody. GB women playing 6-way stadium, cheeky plug. 3 p.m. kickoff versus Sweden. We'll see you there.
Matt Walker back in the commentary booth for that one.
Ooh.
That'll be great. He'll do a fantastic job.
Terrific.
So looking forward to that. 6-way stadium. If you can get down there, then do so. If you can't, you can watch it live. Watch Phoebe do her amazing job on the GB defense and captaining that team after your tremendous 2nd place in that World Championships for IFAF. That was amazing. And you get a chance to start all again with this European game.
Yeah, absolutely. They've changed the format IFAF have this year, whether it's for our GB under-19s or men's or women's, where you have to play a home and away game. So this will be our home game. And I know also NFL Academy have a game on the day, playing Dusseldorf, which I think you'll be there, won't you?
I'll be commentating on the NFL Academy game. Yeah, NFL Academy against Dusseldorf Panthers. That'll be a good one. So you can have a full day of football on Saturday with the NFL Academy kickoff at 12, and then you guys kicking off around 3 p.m. I believe on Saturday from 6 ways. So it will be an amazing day of British American football, and we wish you all the very best for that game, Phoebe.
Thank you so much, team.
3rd and 10 after that timeout. It was a North timeout. Kieran Dunn had a good chinwag with the referees, but no flags came down. Ball is up to the air again. Oh, well, it was in and out of the hands. It was a really nice floated ball by Ross, and the receiver just couldn't hold on to it that time. Tight defensive coverage.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Taylor looking like he had it in his hands for a second, but you love to see the defense. They're a bit upset. Ben El-Haware from the Lions thinking he'd get it. Ooh, I mean, just a nice seam route, right? Coming friendly to the quarterback that you love to see. Again, it's that loftiness of the football that needs to be placed right on him to keep him out of danger and ensure the catch.
So the North still struggling to convert anything on 3rd down. They've really struggled, and they've been in some tight holes. 4th down, punt. Ball will go to the sideline, and it will go, well, it takes a decent North bounce. Looked like he was going to go out of bounds, and it did, in fact, go out of bounds. So the South will take over on their own 45-yard line, drive in again.
This is still better field position and some of the best field position that they've had this whole game, just in terms of where the South have taken over. for the first half of the game, I'd say 90% of the time they were in the red team's half. So this at least gives them a bit more of a chance, gives that defense a little bit of room so they don't have to just play red zone defense.
1st and 10 for the South. They keep getting close and the North just keep pushing them back. But the North offense just can't get anything going so far. Bit of a delay here while they take a timeout. So that's a timeout red to get the right personnel on the field. Swapped in some cornerbacks. Joe Parton, my NTU cornerback, now on the field, number 4. And others are swapped in. And it will be the defensive coordinator, Christian Thompson. Now, what do you think he'll be saying down there on the field in this situation, Phoebe?
You know, Christian isn't an overly hyped coach. I've worked with him a couple times over the years. He formerly was our GB Women's Equipment Manager, also worked with Staffordshire Surge and Kiel Crusaders. But, you know, he's good at empowering his players, making sure his leaders on the field are the ones that are taking control. And you've seen them. That defense hasn't been the issue, right,
They've
throughout
been great.
this.
Do you think he's saying, you know, we need that ball, we're 2 scores down?
I don't think they have any fear of going after that football. I mean, they are hungry for the football, and that's key, right? It's all about the ball. Give us the ball to give our offense the chance.
Blitz, pressure coming. Alfie has to go to his right-hand side, uses those nifty feet again to get himself out of trouble. Picks up 5.
And that's great, right? We've got 5-man pressure coming through, but make sure that you've got whoever on the quarterback, that spy, right there waiting to meet him. For me, he got too many yards on that play. You've got to be disciplined when it comes to a quarterback like this, who's got such ability with his legs and his arm.
So Alfie using his legs to get him out of trouble, as he's done so often before. 2nd and 4 for this South team. Ball now 1 yard into the North territory. Crowd in that line of scrimmage, the North. They'll send a full 6. Alfie under pressure again. This time he will go down. Just could not keep his feet. And he'll lose 2 yards on that one. Good pressure again.
Good pressure. Hey, I like that Alfie tried to get back up and run again. I mean, that was still quite athletic to keep his balance, do a little forward roll and be like, hey, let's get some more yards here.
He forgot it's NCAA rules. He thought he could just get up and go again. Look, untouched. But, it's one of those tackles by the field, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes that happens to us, right? The turf snake gets us occasionally.
3rd and 6. Handoff this time. Erskine off the right-hand side. Good defense. Meeting him at the line of scrimmage is number 28 for the North. And I think that's, I think it's Ewan Harris actually leads Griffin's cornerback.
Yeah, and there's some Leeds Griffins coaches, Christian Thompson being one of them, Bo Stewart being another Leeds coach out here today. Tackle on that one by Josh Jackman, another Loughborough students making an appearance. Like you said earlier on, 10 from Loughborough. That's incredible. What other numbers do you have for us?
Let me give you some stats, Phoebe. Exeter Demons represented with 8 players. We'll come back to that in a second after this 4th down punt. Low snap, difficult to handle. Bush does good to get a really good punt off in the end and takes a south bounce. Keeps on going. This is where they will wave their hands to try and get even more out of that ball. I'm not sure that tactic actually works, but it's fun to watch. And it'll come to rest at the 10-yard line of the North. So poor field position for the North as they start this drive. Yeah, looking down the numbers, Loughborough students have 10 athletes here that are playing on the South team. And then, on the North team. And then you've got Exeter Demons with 8, Bournemouth Bobcats represented with 6, Portsmouth Destroyers with 5, NTU, my own NTU, we sent 5 players and we're lucky enough to have them play. So Those are the top teams in terms of representation, but all of the players tonight, Div 1, Div 2 and Prem, really showcasing their skills as that one is blown dead. It is Alexander Ross still in at quarterback. Ibi Sardar was in motion there with the Derby Braves. I don't know whether there's something on that.
We have a false start. I think it was by our own line on that one, but I'm sure we'll come back to that. Again, it's just about the discipline, really, and making as few mistakes as possible. But a nice little pop pass, you know, get that jet motion coming through, use the speed, use the skill sets of the players you have.
First and 15 after the penalty from their own 6-yard line. North want to get something going. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. He'll go to his big tight end. That's a nice reception. That's Ben Anstey Taylor, the Sheffield Hallam Warriors receiver. And that's what they need, just those little passes. Just take what the defense gets you, I guess, Phoebe, and get something going.
Yeah, and giving clean reads to your quarterbacks, right? Don't make them have to read the whole field. Choose a side pre-snap. You know, if it's man or zone, who are we looking to? And get the ball in their hand quickly. And just getting the football out quickly, because that's what made that pass possible. And plus the fact that 80 was solid when he caught that football too.
2nd and 6. Again looks to get the ball in the air, but that one's underthrown. I think he expected the hook a little sooner on that one. He's trying to get the ball to Dottie Mendy.
Yeah, a little sooner, and perhaps to the outside on that one. I mean, he was otherwise running into traffic with the corner and that outside linebacker flying to the flats. So perhaps looking for that outside.
It's a long 6 they need. Alexander Ross had a couple of completions. Whistles blow, and it's going to be a timeout for the South. They want to talk through how to defend this play.
Yeah, and you know what? We go back to this field position conversation, but look what got them to where they are. A series of poor decisions, of mistakes, of false starts, and you know, you went from having pretty decent field position to now being backed up almost on your, is that 11-yard line. And it's tough when you're constantly having to overcome that sort of situation. It never really gives your offense an opportunity, and it puts stress on your defense the entire time.
We talked about the football action coming up over the weekend. 2 big games, the NFL Academy in action and GB Women's. We also had the under-19s go out to Italy recently, and maybe not the result people were looking for from our under-19 boys side there, but still a great job by them to go out and compete in that sort of environment.
Yeah, it's all about getting them the experience, right? You want to, this is what's going to make that mileage, and the fact that they were able to go out there and keep it, I think it was 34-0, was good.
Oh, Alexander Ross with some amazing running around to keep that play alive. I mean, whatever they said on the sideline at that timeout, it worked. He gets the ball to Dodie Mendy, but we'll look at this again on the replay because Alexander Ross did an amazing job. There is a flag down, however. And they're going to call it on the offense, and it will come back. Ineligible man downfield. Wow.
What a shame.
That is a shame because look at the theatrics. He dropped the ball first. It's a wet ball, then running around to his right, having to backtrack, avoids 53, avoids the safety, then puts the ball up and completes it to Mendy. What an amazing play.
Incredible. Henry Burton making a pretty big block on the outside there. I mean, but way to keep playing till the whistle goes there, guys. Incredible.
He'll have to do it all again. 3rd and 12.
No big deal.
Looks to his trip side this time. Good snap, and he'll complete it, but the coverage was really tight. They'll give the reception, and it's a pickup of 7, but it will be short of that first down. 4th down upcoming.
I think at this point, you know, in the second half like this, they're going to have to go for it. I'd say that was probably one of the better balls that he's thrown this evening, to be honest with you. I think that it was more on the money for him. They're looking like they have a better relationship out there. But the defense loves to play that kind of man match when they're in those trips. Otherwise it's quite hard to create defenses against trips. You know you have to look into your playbook for that, and when you've got less than 24 hours to practice, you got to do whatever you can.
4th down, they're staying on the field. Looks to the flat, completes, just needs a couple of yards. Can he get them? It's going to be close. They're going to give it. In fact, from this angle, they got a lot more yards. 1st down, North.
That's exactly it, right? Short completions. Build the confidence in your quarterback. Build the confidence in your receivers as well, because you have to think these O-line have been blocking for you, run blocking, pass blocking the whole game. They want to feel that excitement. They want to feel like they're doing it for something.
Ibisada on the reception gives the North a new set of downs, and you've got to say Ross deserved that after his theatrics on the first 3rd down play that pulled back. Really deserved a fresh set, and here they go. They'll open this set of downs with a run.
Talk about hitting the gap quickly on that one.
McCorkindale Brown, the NTU running back.
But they can continue to do that, keep the defense on their heels, come out quickly, play with the speed of the game, do something to get them off their rhythm.
Such a great athlete. You're looking at McCorkindale Brown on the screen. Obviously I'm biased, but great guy and been a real stalwart of that offense this year. Good to see him in the lineup. Looks like they will get the defense with an offside with contact maybe on this one.
Yeah, when you play an aggressive defense, you can kind of use that against them. But
Yeah,
it looks
what do
like
I know? They're calling
they
it
call
on the
false
offense.
start.
False start.
Poor things.
So the North will go back again, taking those yards that McCorkindale Brown got off the yard marker.
Well,
2nd and 11. Still a tight game if they can get a score. Still in the 3rd here. Motion. They'll hand it on an end around. Can he find the edge? He can. That's good yardage. Maybe a pickup of 6 that time. It's Ben Taylor from the Sheffield Hallam Warriors on the end around for North.
Well, talk about time of possession. I mean, these guys, this team North here are doing a great job of keeping that time of possession. Here's our replay. Timing worked out decently on that one. Again, speed. He kind of outran his blockers on that one. And then at the finish, you see number 24, Robbie Green, the free safety OBU Panthers, coming in to shut that down quickly.
Christian Winkle of the Leeds Griffins with a good block on the end around. 3rd and 4. It's caught close to the yards, close to the down marker, and it will be a 1st down. Ben Taylor. They go back to him. And it's going to be a 1st down North. They keep the drive moving.
I love this, right? The play calling has changed. They've adjusted in this almost halfway through the 2nd half. They've really adjusted what they're doing. The reads for the quarterback, hitch, 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 hook, 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 whatever you want to call it. They're out here and making those completions. And you can see how it's riling the whole team together. Who cares if it's just inching down the field?
Trips, top, single receiver, bottom. Handoff, McCorkindale Brown, and he'll go absolutely nowhere on that one. It was Tunde Awolabi, the Sussex Saxons edge rusher, that came in on that one.
Great job by Tunde there. He's kind of like my little brother, essentially, Tunde is. So it's great to see him out here playing. He played for London Blitz for ages. Physical guy, speed, and you know, he knows how to just get after it.
Showed all his skills there. Tunde with a great play on McCorkindale Brown, who is difficult to bring down. Loss of 2. And this is the way the drive's gone. Back and forth for the North. But they're retaining the ball. Not yet in the blue half. And that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. No score in the 3rd. The North keeping it tight, but work to do.
That's it. I mean, this game is flying by, and like you said, the fact that the North have kept it to no score think of the time of the possession for the South on this one. I mean, the quarterbacks are going to get cold. The defense are going to get tired. This is the exact time for the North to really attack here. And you keep seeing, you know, a couple run plays, couple hitches. Watch out for that deep pass. You know they're going to be opening that up soon.
Blue were driving at one point through the great running of Adesanya, but he fumbled the ball. And that handed it back to the North, and we've had this drive where the North are retaining the ball for long periods of the game, but struggling against this tough South defense. 2nd and 11 as we open Q4 here at the Allstars game. Alexander Ross still in for the North. I'm sure we'll see some rotation in at that quarterback position, Phoebe, as we move through this one.
Yeah, getting people as many opportunities, reps, experience as possible. Flags have flown.
Flags down, trying to get the ball to Ibi Sadar, Derby Braves receiver, but with no luck.
You know, I was just looking through our Team Blue here, some of their coaching staff. We have a 2012 GB Olympic handball team, the receiver coach, Dan McMillan. There's also an international level swimming coach, DB Jack Mullins. Incredible.
Wow. Welcome to the commentary booth.
I've eaten all my chips, guys. Sorry.
Back to the game. Ross scrambling, looking downfield. It's good coverage. Found it really hard to break down these defensive backs. It was Ben El Harawi, Birmingham Lions free safety, on the good coverage down the sideline. Nowhere to go with that one.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job of covering up these receivers and sticking to them, right? That's what makes this hard. When you're in an all-star game like this, sometimes you might get a few mismatches, you know, wrong matchups throughout the season. But when you're here and you've got the top of the top competing, speed, physicality, all these things add up. And that's why you're not going to get too many of those physical mismatches.
3rd and 7. McCorkindale stays into block. Good protection. That was a chance gone begging. Ben Anstey Taylor did have a step on the defensive back, but couldn't connect. Incomplete.
Yeah, Ibi Sarter there from Derby Braves. You could see the frustration. He wanted that football, a nice crossing route on that. It's tough. The frustration is rising for sure, but you know they've got it in them. We saw that they can make those deep passes. We just got to get those receivers, get their eyes on the football, and even understanding the timing of it, right? Knowing when I need to start looking for the football, how deep into my route.
Last year's game went a similar way, with South getting 2 scores on the board and then North holding on till they got a late score. We're into the 4th, North being forced to punt again. It will take a couple of yards in the North's favour, and the South will pick it up at the 30-yard line.
Changing tactics a little bit there from our South Blue team from a special teams perspective. Seb Pedican, again, our coordinator for the special teams on that, starting to send a few more. There seems to be less pressure on the idea of the return and more so on how can we try and put our punter, the punter, under pressure more. Coming out quickly here.
South, motion from Bush. Alfie hands it off. Pickup of maybe a yard and a half. Good stout defense on the defensive line from the North that time.
Yeah, lovely job there. You've got Jack Watson in on the tackle. You also had a couple others getting involved. It looks like we even have maybe an O-line playing D-line too.
Playing both ways in the All-Star game.
He's just trying to show what an All-Star he is.
2nd and a long 9. Good defense on 1st down. The North need a stop. They were bringing the blitz pressure earlier. This time It's the same play.
False
Flags
start.
in.
Yeah, unfortunately on number 70 there, Jared Elijah Duet from Kent Falcons. To be fair, I'm surprised they didn't call the initial false start on the tight end who moved. But that's one of the things you can do as a defensive line. You start moving around, you start making calls. It really keeps people on their toes. You're under the lights, you've got fans out here. It's exciting, right? That anxiety, that excitement is all rushing through your veins.
Good crowd here, you can see. As the excitement runs through Phoebe's veins. Goes out to the flat, goes out to the flat, and this is a good reception and some good yards, but flag goes in. That is Cameron Buggs with the Kingston Cougars receiver who made the reception.
Yeah, great physicality again. He'd be able to kind of spin, run through it on that screen play. Screens are a great way to get you some extra yardage when you've got a team that can block like that. Calls against the blue here.
It's going to bring it back.
Here's our replay.
Blocking the back. You can see it there.
Yeah, you just got to be really careful on that, right? I mean, you're taught James Bush on that one. Just because he got his hand on the back, the second they see anything on the back, you can keep the hand on the shoulder. You just want to try and get on the numbers. Otherwise, go for like a back screen where you look like you're kind of flying by him and almost boxing him out as if you were playing basketball or netball or something.
So Bush, the touchdown scorer. Guilty of that one. Second and 20. Guilty as charged. Alfie Burks hands off on the end around. Some space, but they go. What a spin move. That's what we want to see in an all-star game. Spins out of the tackle. Nice running from Tom Crook, the Worcester Royals wide receiver. Gets himself out of trouble. Picks up 7.
Beautiful job. A bit slow to get up, which I don't love to see, but I mean, what a nice little fake reverse. We're going to get a replay here. He fakes the handoff, football in the other hand. Great job, great speed. Slams on those brakes, Padley on the outside, forces the defense to be on different levels, and then you get that big old tackle coming through. Jack Watson, second time we've called his name in the past 5 minutes.
Joshua Padley, the Loughborough students, missed a tackle. Rare for him.
I think that's all about the conversations, right? If we're working together and we're a linebacker or corner and safety or whatever that looks like, we know, hey, I've got the inside, you've got the outside. We can communicate that in and in, out, out, out. But when you're new to this as a team, it makes it really challenging to try and get on the same page. And you're just going to do whatever it takes because you don't know if you fully trust the person next to you yet.
Thanks, Phoebe.
Well, you know.
Fully trust the person next to you. Anyway,
just watch out. I'll eat your chips when you're not looking. It's fine.
Good to see Tom Crook. He did get some help off the field. 3rd and 15 then. Can the North get the South off? Bush in motion. Alfie with a fake and then to Bush. But it's just, he's a big target, Bush, but Alfie Burks couldn't get the ball to him on that one.
Yeah, I had a little fake pump in there, and then all of a sudden you just need 82 to turn around a little bit sooner. We actually have a really special guest joining us right now, Joe Walker, just here to say hello, one of the organizers from Football America. Talk to us a little bit about what you've got going on here today and what a great job you've done.
Thank you, Phoebe. I appreciate it. Well, under a short amount of time this year, we've got to put together All-Stars. It's been a real challenge to get it done in about 2.5, 3 months. It's been difficult with the shortened timescale, but we've got some stuff done.
You put a great product out on the field again this year. We'll come back to you, Joe, in a second. Just watching this snap go to ground, and the North will have some good field position for once.
2 incomplete punt snaps this game. I just the inner special teams coordinator in me laments at times, unfortunately.
Well, thank you for that, because it really gave me a great opportunity to steal some of your chips. So this has been wonderful for me, guys.
The All-Star Game 2023, all about the chips. First down for the North in really good field position. 5 yards, and they can get on the score. And they can with the conversion of the 2-pointer. This is what they'll be thinking. They want a touchdown and they want a 2-pointer. They're only 5 yards away now after that muff snap on the punt. And it is Oliver Levitt-Allen for Kiel Crusader who's in. But again, they're going to call the ball dead. But that'll be another tackle in the backfield. Just not able to handle the football at all this time.
No, and again, you know, the cold definitely plays a role. Remember, Blue have been sat on this sideline for a really long time, and that will get you. If you're not getting up, really, here's our replay. So the ball is knocked out of Tunde's hand. He recovers it. Now, this is what you love to see. I love 22 running up behind, trying to punch that football out. Great tackling, pulling them to the floor. But, man, it's incredible to see what they're able to do.
Play was dead. And Red will retain the ball. North still driving, still have a chance. What a great defensive play that was.
Wow.
We'll get a replay look on that. It's your little brother again, Tunde Owalebi. Sussex Saxon's coming in and making a great, he's made a couple of devastating plays, hasn't he?
He has, and he's someone, he's really physical. He just, you know, potentially doesn't always follow his rules and assignments, but he knows how to get after the football. Watch this right here.
Levitt takes a snap.
Takes a snap and then right into him, strong arm, ripping through. Hey, and I love a little sass, right? We got a little juice out here, a little celebration. That's what this is about. Showcase your skills.
Everyone's here to see you. Make sure they do. 2nd and 4.
And we've got a timeout here. Well, we hope that you all have really enjoyed the coverage so far tonight. Easter week for a lot of people, some people not back in school yet, some of us having kids at home, working, whatever you're doing. We're just glad that we've got some football on Wednesday night, doubleheader on Saturday. I know our under-16s have football. It's just a great weekend. I think our adult flag, I mean, there is just football every single day this weekend, which is what we love to have.
Senior season kicked off last Sunday. So lots of American football going on, and that's what we want to see at all sorts of different levels. This game was initially scheduled for a weekend, but because of the GB women's game, it was rescheduled to the Wednesday, and a good decision because we want to give that prime spot to our GB women's program.
We appreciate that.
Over the middle, trying to get the ball on a slant pass.
Just needs to be a little bit lower on that, right? I mean, it just skimmed his fingertips there for number 89 from the north. That is Dodi Mendy. We've called his name quite a few times this evening as well.
He's their kick returner. He's made a reception already, but Oliver Levitt-Allen just off target on that one. 3rd down, running out of chances. It seems like they've been on this yard line for a long time now, still on the 4-yard line trying to get in. The South making it really tough for them. Dropping back is Levitt. He will escape the pressure. Can he find someone in the end zone? No. The only man he finds is the blue Benjamin Meller from the Bristol Barracuda with a pick in the end zone to shut down the drive.
Oh, what a frustrating way for Red on that one. I mean, it's all about your levels, right? When you're in the front of the end zone, the ball should be going to your body, but you really want to be only 1-2 yards deep on this scramble to be able to be throwing it across his body like that, but that is on the receiver. He needs to come underneath that, feel the pressure of the defender. But hey, that's all about this experience, right? Coach Lydon there on the screen, he'll be so excited for his players. I mean, rallying them together like this, it's great to see.
They denied Luke Joseph Colvin. The Edinburgh Napier Knights was number 8 for the North. That was who Levitt was trying to get to, but denied. Blue back on offense, brought the ball out to the 20. That won't go far. No gain on first down for Blue. Alfie Burke still in at quarterback. This has been the story of the game. Both defenses have been great down by the goal line, denying their opposition the chance to get in. And some key fumbles and turnovers at critical times in the game just to keep those points off the board. Heavy set. Alfie Burks has two backs in the backfield with him. He'll hand this to Adesanya. No, it wasn't Adesanya, my apologies. It was Ewan. It was Lewis Munt on the carry. Behind Adesanya, he'll pick up 4 yards, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, getting a bit kind of chippy at times towards some of the end of these plays here. It's just going to be exhausting for this defense. They've done such a nice job throughout. That was, again, the best field position that Red have had this entire game. It'll just be missed opportunities when they look back and watch film.
Roll out from Alfie Burks to his left-hand side. Can they keep the edge on him? That's a great bit of defending. He's a tough man to bring down. Joshua Padley manages to bubble Alfie Burks out to the sideline.
Yeah, and it's nice to see them adjusting their angles now. They have to play him differently. It was different in the end of the first half when Burks came in and he was a new style of quarterback, but now they've played him this whole second half. They're learning how he moves, and that's what you love to see, the way that these players can adjust throughout a game.
The North will force the punt midway through the 4th. 2 scores down. Their best opportunity so far denied on an interception. But they will get the ball back. Snap is good this time. Ball is high. It's a nice kick. Takes a south bounce. Keeps on going. And it will come to rest at the 29. So the North will take over at the 29. Now they moved the ball better on that last drive. Time's running out to show what you're made of on the North offense.
Yeah, it absolutely is, especially when you had the opportunity to capitalize on your own goal line. Man, nice punt by 82. He must have some sort of rugby background. We saw him earlier having to roll out, get that punt off on the fly. This is going to be key, right? Don't worry about the time necessarily. You know you need to score a touchdown at least. Obviously, we need more than that, but get the completions. No hurry up offense in the sense of being sloppy with our decisions.
They're going to put it in the hands of Oliver Levitt-Allen, who first time out, lucky not to have the ball intercepted. It was Obed Adai, the Birmingham Lions cornerback, who's already got 6 on the board himself. He's been great today.
He's been terrific, but what did we just say? No poor decisions. Protect the football. Keep possession of the football. There wasn't even a receiver in that area to throw towards, right? So we've got to be smart. Do not panic.
Adai showing his skills again. Oliver Levitt-Allen drops back. Pressure. Manages to roll out of it. Puts it up. Oh! Goes out of the hands of the receiver, then out of the hands of Joel Chesters and hits the dirt. Incomplete. The pressure coming from Tunde Awolabi again, a Sussex Saxon standout lineman.
Yeah, he's really come to his own in this second half. Here's our replay. Ooh, a hand on. That's what I mean, right? It's kind of point and shoot. You've got to be able to come under control. But this is tough when you've got all this time to think about the football coming to you. Number 13 in that situation, Will Harvey, just watched it for ages. You also have to recognize you got to attack that football. You've got defenders all around you.
It went through Ibisada's hands, the receiver, then it went through the defender's hands. 3rd and 10, 2 plays, no gain. He'll go to the air again. This is going to go way over the head of his intended receiver. And it'll bring up 4th down yet again for the North. Patience, you say, Phoebe?
Patience. He's getting that football in his hand, and he's just trying to lob it up, and he's releasing it so soon. It's getting this massive arc. It's going way higher than his receivers. He just needs to go back to what he knows. Catch, throw the little check down, throw the little hitch, whatever that is. He doesn't need to overthink it because, hey, we're a fourth down. We're at the end of the game. I need to get X, Y, done for my team.
They're going to go for it. Of course they are. It's an all-star game, fourth down. Put up. He's trying again, and that is a pick. Now, it was fourth down. Obviously, you want that defensive back awareness to just bat that one. Robbie Green decides, no, I'm going to pick it off, thanks very much, because I like having a bit of a catch.
Wow, he caught that like a receiver. That was incredible. Great job, great read. Way to break on that football.
It was a bit of a prayer, wasn't it?
Here's our replay.
Trying to get the ball to Matt Wilson. You can see Levitt just lofts it up. And in the end, the defender does a nice job cutting underneath it. Robbie Green, the OBU Panthers, free safety with a nice pick. And they all enjoy that highlight later on.
They will. That will be going on his highlight reel for the Panthers, I am sure. But that's tough, right? We talked about not getting behind the sticks, and I think the Red just kind of can't overcome themselves right now.
Bush in motion. The South and Alfie Burks have it. And they're in control. But that one's incomplete. Samuel Walters, the Portsmouth Destroyers receiver, couldn't hold on.
Yeah, and that's catch and then run. Catch and then run. And that's one of the hardest things that you have to learn and go through these mistakes, you know, because you've got the pressure of the defense coming down on you. So, again, we'll use patience for the Blue here as well.
2nd and 10. Might be a delay of game now.
Looks like it.
2 flags go up.
Too many men in the huddle. Looks like.
So a huddle infraction.
They had 13 people in the huddle. Not even.
They've got the lead. They don't need 13. 2nd and 15.
You know, isn't it great just to look out here and see all the different helmets and the different teams that these players are from? I think that's one of the best things about this evening.
It's great. It really does look like those old NFL Pro Bowls when the Pro Bowl was actually a proper game, doesn't it? That's a nice play from 78 of the North coming in to make that tackle. Daniel Ogunbangbi Thomas from the Lincoln Colonials, the defensive tackle, playing strong that time.
That was great to see, and really just wrapped him up. Nicely done. We've got a bit of an injury on blue here. 74, hobbling a little bit. Joseph Mugford, Exeter Demons, our O-line. I think we're going to have to take time here.
Gives us time to take stock of the Bucks season. It's been another great season, hasn't it, for Bucks American football, in terms of the final that we had again between UON and UWE Bullets. Just a great ding-dong battle yet again. And that was the culmination of what was a great season.
Yeah, precisely. And it's just great to see how the game just keeps developing year in and year out. The different players, you know, we now look at the pathways off of that again, right? In terms of whether it's international player pathway, seeing ex-UON players making it into the NFL. I mean, there's just so many avenues for these athletes, and really showcasing it, being able to play for Bucks. You know, Tanya's come onto the team to run all of Bucks, and he's done a terrific job.
Yeah, definitely want to echo that throughout the season. And then we had great Div 1 finals, a great Div 2 final as well.
Competitive everywhere. It's getting better. The quarterback play, and that really challenges your receivers and your DBs. Your DBs are able to cover for longer because they're used to the further throws of the quarterbacks. I mean, there's so many things that really come together that show that this game is growing, and this game's for everyone.
Joseph Mugford, the offensive lineman, the Exeter Demons, getting some help to get off the field. Well, they're going to call false start. They were going under centre to try and catch the North off guard. The ball was in the hands of Teddy Pope, the Bournemouth Bobcats running back, but it's going to come back.
Yeah, a bit of a strange play call there, considering their 3rd and I don't even know what that is, 16 at the moment, maybe 50 now. We're going back even further to just kind of almost sneak it like that. But they have a game plan. They could just be wasting time as well, right? I mean,
running the clock, maybe.
Run the clock, absolutely.
That's the only thing I can think of. High snap. And the North will do well just to tackle that player in the backfield. I wasn't sure whether it was a punt or a hand or what they were trying to do there, but it was Teddy Pope that ended up with the ball, and it was a quick tackle in from the North.
Yeah, great job. Joe Jones running in there. You know, this is what you want to see. It doesn't matter what the score is. These players, especially this D-line, are really getting after it still. D-line, as we like to say, are the heartbeat of a defense. So if they're still working their butts off every play, you know the rest of the team will want to live up to that.
4th and a taxi ride. They will punt, we think. But anything can happen in an All-Star game. And that is going to be the 2-minute warning in this game. 2 minutes to go if the North are going to get anything on the board, and you know they're going to want to. Now, which quarterback do you go with? We've seen Alexander Ross. We've seen Oliver Levitt-Allen. So we will punt. Is a big kick. And that will be returned. Ben Taylor, Sheffield Hallam Warriors player.
That is a massive punt. I mean, he has been tremendous this evening, no matter where he is playing on the field. James Bush can pretty much do it all. He is showing us the true definition of an all-star, I would say.
He's really been great. He's been kicking off. He's been the touchdown scorer. And he's been magic on the punts as well.
He has indeed. I think whilst we have a second, it's also worth taking time to thank all of our volunteers who have helped make this event so special. You know, from people holding the sticks, our chain crew, everybody has really pulled together to make this such an incredible evening.
It does take a lot of volunteers to put this game together, and we hope you've enjoyed it at home as we have here in the box. Trips to the bottom. They will complete this one for a short gain. It's Adam Dodd, the Warwick Wolves quarterback, who's back out. And he's the one who's going to have the opportunity to do something here in this 4th quarter. If they're going to get on the board, they need to do it quickly and get the ball downfield. No need to take it all at once though, Phoebe. Lots can happen in 2 minutes in football.
Precisely.
Still got those timeouts.
Yeah, and that was a nice little, what we'd call bullets, the double outs like that. That gives a clean read to a quarterback, allows them to make a decision based off of where the corner or outside backer flies to.
Trips to the top. Dodds will go that way over the middle. Good defending. Well, flag comes in. Now, whether that'll be a PI, that'll be interesting to see. James Williams, the Birmingham Lions cornerback, on the coverage.
He did look like he had a hand on him, grabbing his jersey as he went on, but I wonder if we'll have a replay on that one. Either way, the refs were very confident in what they saw.
So, second and 9 it remains. This is a critical call, really. So, it is a PI. They will get the yards. It's not a spot foul in NCAA rules. So they will get an automatic first down, however. So they took the shot, they got the foul, and now it's 1st and 10, still in their own half. What can Adam Dodd do here? Rolls to his right under pressure, ball comes out. I think they're going to say incomplete. Really good pressure that time.
Great pressure.
I think it was Lewis, it wouldn't be Lewis Munt. We'll get a number for you as soon as we can, maybe on the replay of the pressure from that South team.
Yeah, you had Simon Bennett coming off the edge there from the Gloucester Gladiators. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it?
Gloucester Gladiator. I wanted you to do that in your British accent.
Gloucester Gladiators.
Very good.
Full speed ahead. But really nice job by them, and it's great, right? It's nice to see the defense playing around. You can't send more than 6. However, you see the linebackers coming and mucking up in those gaps, showing as if they are, and it really challenges the offensive line to make the right calls here. Here you go. You got 57 on one side, which is number Will Bockwell, Exeter Demons.
And that caused, Dodd had to get rid of the ball, and it caused an intentional grounding foul. So they'll push them back. 2nd and 20 for the North. Still trying to get something going. South threatened blitz, and they come straight up the middle, and it does rush Dodd. He can't get anything away. That was 47 for the South.
A bit troubling regarding the offensive line when 47 showed himself so early, yet still they weren't able to even get a hand on him. That comes down to that communication, right? Short amount of time, getting the calls right, what your protection is. But a nice job by the quarterback, just making a quick decision, throwing that kind of hot route out to the side, that quick release there.
So we've got 3rd and 20 upcoming. They need something now on this play, and they're not going to get it from that snap. That is an incomplete pass, so Dodd just can't get anything going, mishandling the ball on that snap, whether it was a snap, whether it was Dodd. But it's not happening. And again, he's going to be called for intentional grounding, loss of down. That's the 2nd intentional grounding call on this series. Now, it will remain 3rd down, I believe, but now...
Looks like we're on 4th down at the moment.
Yeah, let's see whether they change that back. Oh, it's loss of down. Of course it is. It's intentional grounding, so they lose the down. So it's 4th down.
Yeah, you just would think, bring another tight end into the box. Do something to help your offensive line, because even though they're just sending 5, the offensive line are not able to manage that pressure.
10-yard
here again,
line.
people are coming unblocked.
Yeah. I mean, they're going nowhere. They decide not to punt, and they're going to give them the safety. Well, 2 points to 2 points to the blue on the safety. And that takes the score to the South Allstars 18, the North Allstars 0. Not able to get anything moving on offense. And now the South get the ball back with, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they'll probably try and take a knee here and use the clock, or just run the ball to get the time down. I don't know if I would say the score is necessarily reflective of some of the nice things that Team North have been able to do throughout this, but it does go to show what, big applause to the South and what they have been able to do, seeing multiple trick plays, seeing some really nice connections between the quarterback and receivers. Obviously, having Alfie in there has really changed it up. Last year's MVP, Alfie Burks, the quarterback, utilizing your legs and just getting the ball in the athlete's hand.
It'll be the red to kick off from their 20-yard line after the safety. And the blue back to return. Ball towards, picked up at the 40, and that's a decent return. So again, good field position. It was Lewis Munt, the Bath Killer Bees, running back on the return. And the South will take over in North Territory.
I mean, Thomas Shaw was on the floor and he made that tackle. So love the effort there from linebacker Thomas Shaw from Sheffield.
So the South will be coming out to chew this clock as the flag goes down. And Phoebe, you've got that big game coming up on Saturday. Matt Walker, our very own Matt Walker from Onside Productions, he'll be covering that game off. I know he's excited to get back into the commentary booth and watch you play. Do you feel like this is a very different team than the one that played in Europe? I mean, how did those World Championships really change this GB women's team?
Well, we had such a surge of incoming players. We've got a bunch of new rookies who've never played 11-a-side before, and even though we had that going into the Worlds, it's a totally different group from more teams being represented. Our quarterback, Sydney Green, who was our quarterback at Worlds, is now our starting linebacker. So, giving the opportunity to Angelina to step up and take on that #1 spot. There's a lot of changes that have gone on. Some of our returners or some of our veterans retiring. One of the things that I think historically has been the situation with the women's game is we've had an older crew, myself included. So getting these young, incredible athletes through who are going to take the program to that next level is really exciting for us.
So looking forward to seeing that game against Sweden, to being able to see the matchup, Sweden and GB, because back in 2019 when myself and Matt were in the booth covering that, it was so exciting. So if you love American football, do tune into that one, or get yourself down to Six Way Stadium in Worcester. It's going to be a great event. Tickets are on sale now. And if you're involved with American football in any way in the UK, I know there's some discounts that may be applied to certain players. Here we go, 1st and 10 with the Blue back in possession, just looking to, well, I was going to say run that clock, but that's going to be a pick to the North. Alfie Burks just put it up for the glory, and the North punish him. There's a flag and a go in there, a late hit out of bounds. It was a great interception in the end.
It was, and really it was a wheel route from the running back on that, and Alfie just needed to throw it a little bit sooner. He didn't need to wait. We're going to get a replay here. You see him go through. He passes by that corner who should have carried him, which is tough on a wheel route, right? And then intercepted. I mean, great job. And look, playing to the very last play of the game. That's what you want to see. That's what says so much about this North team.
Defense have really played well today, and I know they're 2 scores down, but only one of those scores was given up by the defense. It's actually 8 points have given up by the offense today. Just the 6 points, sorry, the 8 points by the defense North. They've played well, but their offense has struggled. But they will get a chance. They are in blue territory. They will have a chance to put some Hail Marys up and see whether they can make something happen.
Yeah, and that's what they've had throughout this game. They've had lots of kind of opportunities and missed opportunities inevitably, where they've gotten these great fumbles where the defense has put them in really nice position. But you can see why Coach Kieran has so much faith in this North defense, because they've done such a wonderful job here.
Trips to the bottom. Dodds off his back foot, dangerous throw. Pressure again. There's actually Alexander Ross they've brought back in to...
and almost by Mackenzie Wells on that one. It looked like almost getting that interception.
Ross engineering this last drive for the North, trying to get something on the board. Checking those wrist coaches again. And those wrist coaches say, throw it up.
We've got no time. But interesting, the defense that Blue are running here, they don't look like they're playing for a thrown up play.
2nd and 10. Ross dropping back. Caught, dropped. In his hands, Joshua Humberstone, the Derby Braves wide receiver, couldn't hold on.
Yeah, very frustrating way, because he had lots of time on that one. And again, I would just like to see, Alexander Ross did a nice job of leading this team. I just would like to see those footballs hitting his receivers on a more straight path. Even though he's got some big guys, allow them to run and catch.
Third and 10. Chance is waning. Clock is ticking. The North still trying to get a big play. Oh, a juggling circus attempt at the catch by Dean Gabriel Ojo. It hit him in the hands, but he could not hold on. It was a nice pass that time. from Alexander Ross.
Yeah, you know, again, it's just a missed opportunity. I think almost you'd want to get more of these players. You want players playing as much as possible, right? Whether that is playing flag, catching and throwing, give them as many opportunities to be getting a football in their hands. And I think that's something that we're trying to work on as a governing body, as a country, and creating these opportunities like this All-Star game, which is so great just to give them another chance to get out there.
Down the middle of the field again. Great coverage as the ball arrived. Mackenzie Laban arrived, the free safety. The Exeter Demons just knocked it out of the hands of Dean Gabriel Ojo again.
But I love that Ross gave him a chance again, right? I love that he gave him that opportunity to go up and get that football, said, hey, you might have dropped this the first time, but I'm going to let you get another chance. This says so much about a player and as a leader as well for this team, that he's got faith in him like that.
With all those passes, this 2 minutes has lasted a good while. Ball keeps dropping to the ground, clock keeps stopping. Blue get the ball back. First and 10. This time they're going to take, well, I don't even know whether they've got a victory formation in the playbook, but it's going to be Alex Stocks, the Imperial Immortals quarterback, who will take a knee. And they're going to let this clock tick down.
And that looks like the game.
And that is the game. The All-Stars game 2023 is over, and the final score here from Butts Park Arena in Coventry is the South with 18, and the North with 0. The bragging rights goes to the North, goes to the South this year, as it did last year and the year before. So they're on a three-peat, Phoebe, and they've done it again.
They are, and you know, the players, really nice job. Same to the coaches. You know, what talent across the coaching board as well. You know, from Rob Urquhart and James Wilford. We had Kaylin Grant, one of our female coaches out there. Maisie Crittenden, one of our female coaches. And so it's just great to see what they've been able to do in such a short amount of time and just give so much promise, right? And it's something for people to work towards every single year.
So the two teams line up to exchange pleasantries and talk about the game, and good opportunity really for you to look at your counterparts and say thanks for the game, thanks for the season, and for the North to congratulate Blue on the win. Tight-knit community here in American football, isn't it? And all of these players, the opportunity to play against each other. And, you know, whether you play North-South, certainly in the Midlands, in the end of the day, someone's got to put a line on a piece of paper and say, you're North, you're South. But a lot of these guys will know each other and will have really enjoyed that competition today.
They will, and whether you're looking at from a GB perspective, playing with each other, you know, or across the board, I think they've all just done such a nice job. Even the coaches, right? Some of the coaches play on some of the senior teams with them as well. It's just a really great opportunity for everybody to get together, celebrate a great season in Bucks, and you know, I really love it. We go back to what Coach Kieran said, and really picking people for his team that he's played against, and he thought, I think you're an athlete. I love the way that you coach, and that's really cool to see this out here. And you're right, it is such a tight-knit community in British American football, and I think we're really fortunate to have so many great people, so many great volunteers within this community.
You can see your colleague there, Bo Stewart, who's just hugging the North players as the coaches did a good job on both these squads. Coaches for the North, Kieran Dunn, Ewan Chisholm, Christian Thomas, Kevin O'Regan, Scott Tomlinson, Aaron Williams, Conor McPherson, Ronan Berger, Richard Batty, Ryan Cummings, Henrik Baptista Borgia and Connor Joyce. Those coaches for the North, and then we'll give you some names from the South as well. But your reflections on the North performance this evening, Phoebe?
I think the North's defense were by far the standout for me. I think that they were terrific, what they were able to put together. Those Padley brothers as well, the way that they were flying around. But I mean, the interceptions, the way that people stepped up and really got after the football, that D-line continuing to pressure, continuing to challenge the South's offensive line. And then, you know, looking at the South, I think they did a really great job of taking advantage of the time that they used, right, in terms of what they were able to install, the scheme, the way they were able to utilize their players, because that's the other hard part here is, okay, I've seen these guys on a one-day trial, and now I'm going to find a place for you in this scheme. You know, because is it the scheme that you fit to the players, or is it the players you fit to the scheme? And you have to try and diagnose that all within a short amount of time, collaboratively with the rest of your coaches, and put them in a position to succeed. So I think that North did a great job adjusting at halftime. Here we go, Coach Lydon Ward-Best. I mean, terrific job. He's one of our BAFA educators as well. He's been around the game for a long time. And, you know, just exciting to see everything that he's been able to do, and a big congratulations to him and what he's been able to accomplish today. Trick plays galore.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible, right? And giving his coaches the freedom and the fun to go out there, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We all just want to have a good time, and winning's a good time.
Let's give a shout out to those blue coaches: Sam Chance, Rob Smith, Seb Pettican, Rob Urquhart, Tony Toretti, James Wilford, defensive line coach today, Kaylin Grant, Adam Bowley, Dan McMillan, Ben Shaw, Thomas Casey, Stuart White, Jack Mullins, Ian Hiscock, Macy Crittenden, and team manager Ben Shepherd. And they did a great job today. That is your winning South team. Your reflection on their performance today, the South, the winners.
I think the South were terrific. I think that they were the collective piece. And even looking down to what Bush was able to do as a punter, that just was all about the field position. And I think that's where Blue really took over, was when it came down to field position. They were able to capitalize on those opportunities, as opposed to the North, who had created opportunities and they weren't able to. Then you get Alfie Burks in there, and he's able to run and utilize his legs and really open up spaces that weren't there before. So, you know, I'd say they were the most complementary team, offense, defense, and special teams.
So here we go as we gather at the 50-yard line. Don't these teams look great? You can see our cameraman there, Alex, getting the great shot of Joe and David, who have done such a great job in terms of bringing this event together. Another really successful event, a big crowd here, and lots of people staying behind to perceive loved ones and watch them on the field.
That's really,
Let's listen from the field now if we can.
So we really do appreciate it. Okay, going to give that trophy again back over to this blue side, I think.
The sound is a little bit difficult to bring you, but there is the presentation by Dave Hagar, and there's the loft for the South and his head coach Lydon Ward-Best, who has brought the victory for the third time running for the South All-Star team. Great sights here, Phoebe.
Yeah, I mean, how exciting. And I think we should be getting our MVP announcement soon.
There were some great players, but last year Alfie was the MVP, and this year he had a good outing again. But it will be interesting to see who the MVP goes to, and we'll give you that name as they get awarded the trophy.
Hear him coming up now.
2019, my bad. This year, the people at Riddell and Football America have come together to be able to give us the opportunity to fit somebody for the very first Axiom in Europe, I believe. Helmet that's worn by Ezekiel Elliott, helmet that's worn by a bunch of guys in the NFL at the moment, and a great opportunity to wear a £1200 helmet. So really, really nice.
Joe Walker, he knows how to hold a crowd.
The Axiom is a custom-built helmet for your own head. So you can't put it on eBay and sell it, man.
Yeah, as they're talking there, the Axiom helmet is incredible, and it is literally custom built, 3D scanned for you.
Thank you to all the coaches, all the players that took it.
I think Dave said everyone in the commentary booth gets one, didn't he, just then? We'll get an Axiom helmet. I'm sure he said that.
Put Football America out of business.
We'll play that back.
Most of the organisation, so a big round of applause.
There's that big cheer for everyone involved in this event.
Okay, this is MVP. Some fantastic work, really good play from everybody on both sides of the football. It's going to go to a South player, and it's going to go to number 27.
Samuel Adesanya, the standout running back, gets the Most Valuable Player Award for the All-Star Game 2023. And that, Phoebe, is a big deal, isn't it?
Oh, that's incredible. And you can see how humbled he is, how excited they are right now. The whole Team South is just buzzing for him.
He had some great runs.
He did.
And he really showed. I mean, the standout play for me was the run where he got bottled up. They bubbled him to the sideline and then reverses field all the way back, just east and west, and then turns his shoulders upfield for a gain of 20. Amazing stuff.
Tremendous
from
player.
Samuel Adesanya.
Yeah, well deserved, well earned, I should say. I mean, he might have gone laterally as much as he went north and south, but just brilliant to see.
Right, well, as you can see, we're coming to the close here at Butts Park Arena in Coventry under the lights. And it's been an amazing event, Phoebe. Your reflections on this year in terms of 2023 and this event in itself.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been incredible. And I think this is such a great moment because it really highlights everybody who's worked so hard from the Buck season throughout the year, Football America, everyone who's come to make this such a reality, you know, even for a team onside here, right? All the great games we've been able to talk about. And now we get to watch these players go back to their teams, help make their teams better from this experience. You know, but across the board, we've been so fortunate this year with tackle, with university, with women's, with flag, with juniors. You know, we have an endless list of exciting things that have happened to us. So this is I feel very grateful to be a part of Britball.
We're grateful to have you, Phoebe. It's been fantastic tonight. Thank you ever so much. Whether you joined in the stadium or whether you joined us on air at Onside Productions to cover this. Thank you to BAFA for putting this on. Thank you to Football America UK and Dave Hagger for his ongoing support of this event. It's been fantastic. Thank you to the students that have played here and the coaches and all of you watching. So from myself, Carl Walkinshaw, and Phoebe Schechter, and from the whole production crew here at Onside Productions and British American Football Association, we say good night. And remember, join us on Saturday for the NFL Academy game at midday, and then the big event, 3 p.m. Great Britain versus Sweden, Women's American Football. It's going to be a cracker. We'll see you soon, but for now, good night.